Hey, 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 happy Friday, everyone. We have made it through another week. Some of us, some of us have made it through a week of hiding. How's everybody doing today? Happy Friday. Let me scroll back on up here and see who's all here today. I see you all have been hitting that thumbs up, and I appreciate that. I can't stand, I'm not going to lie, I can't stand when people have those polls. Have you hit the thumbs up? It's like, dude, keep your polls out of our way. We're trying to chat. We want to hit the thumbs up. We'll hit the thumbs up. We don't need a poll. Anybody with me on that? I don't know why. It's like, who started that, right? Like, who started that stupid poll? Have you hit the thumbs up? Yes? No? On my way? No. Because you put a poll, I will not hit the thumbs up. That is how I feel. Hey, Poetic Justice, thank you so much. That right there is our friend Betty, hiding from the law. Hey, Goody. Juno, Colleen Smith. I said I was scrolling up, but I scrolled back down. Hey, Taylor, Billy, Renee, Kim, Bayu, Marie, Brian, Goody Two Shoes, Renee, Canvas and Crime. I can't find my seatbelt. They were probably cut by the last person when they jumped out the window. Hey, Proud Fur, Evie, Chanley, Melinda, Michelle, Julie's Crafton, my friend. Hey, Lazy Wolf, Queen Bella. You're with me on that? I can't stand it. Hey, Naysayer, Denim, Andy. Better know that a live Jess has appeared, grabs a pokeball. Pokeball. Hey, Fred. I see everything. If I see a poll, I won't hit the. I'm the same way. I don't like it. It's totally lame. Hey, Broken Bougie, Be Legend, Forever Army. I'm glad you're with me on that. Jaguars, Candy Wrapper. My girl, Chris. Chris, how. Wait, is something going on with YouTube? Because sometimes I see you in chats and it doesn't have it at the end. But also, sometimes when I see people in chats, their names are just different altogether. See, they're missing a first letter or, excuse me, some type of letter. Does anybody else experience that? Hey, TTT, maximum effort. I always select no. Hey, Debbie, Fat Brat, my girl, and Kraken. All right, Gary. We don't need a goofy song. No, we don't need no 10 minutes of intro. I think saying hello to everybody is annoying enough for people that don't like that. So, unless I make that my intro, I would just say good morning to you all and save my breath in the morning. But there's a lot of you. So I'm just now going to say overall, I can't do that. See, because there's my girl Colleen. I have to say hi, and Tessa and Froggy and J Dub. Happy Beach, Karin. I just can't skip through it. Oh, of course I did. True crime. Mm-hmm. Hey, JJ, just Samantha, Kimberly, Chaco, Rainbow. I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. Hey, Sayward. Chloe, good morning. Miriam, Melba, happy Friday is right. Hey, Natalie. So we are going to, I'm so excited. One Red Rose, good to see you. All right. Listen, if I didn't say hello to you personally, hello. Canvas, thank you so much. We're actually going to not Crime Con, Horror Con tomorrow, and I am so excited. Monster Mania is what it's called. Yeah, we figured it out. Well, we didn't. All right. I'm skipping past all of you. Hold on. Wait, I can't. Billy Sunday with the 26 months. No thumb pulls. Billy, do you remember when there was like an hour and a half discussion on my thumb? That it just reminded me of that for some reason. It's literally an hour and a half discussion about my thumb. Hey, Crime Brulee with the 19 months. Oh, you guys, my girls, my day ones, my beautiful people. Thank you so much. Wait, you want the summer to last forever and well, all right, Remy. I didn't schedule the event, okay? So don't be judging me like that. If I had things my way, it wouldn't go on until the fall, but Monster Mania is taking place this weekend and I'm excited. Yeah, Monster Mania is actually really cool. It's a bunch of like famous movie people and actors and like all the people and all the things. So we're actually this is what it is. We're very blessed that one of our subscribers is an amazing person who has a connection into that world and looks out for me and the kids and has become a really good friend. One of those people that doesn't matter if you haven't spoken for a week, a month, when you do speak, it's like you haven't missed a beat. I'm really blessed to have met her. So, hey Froggy, thank you so much for the super sticker. You know what? Julia got me. I see you, Kels. Sorry, I didn't say hi. Julia got me in another chat the other night, and look at Mac the cat right there. I couldn't be mean to her. I couldn't. She was being nice to me, so I couldn't be mean to her. Oh, and they also have a bunch of vendors that sell like really badass shit, like really cool stuff. So it's my type of place with my type of people. So I'm excited for that. Really don't understand what you're talking about. You don't have this. UK don't have this. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's basically like the horror actors. Like this subscriber had gotten me. I'm a huge Michael Myers fan. She's gotten me like the Michael Myers autographs. One of them even said, "Granny's watching," which was pretty funny. So yeah, so there's that. And as we all know, a lot of misinformation went around last night. And here's what I kept thinking, and I actually did. I text Jay and I said it to Jay. You mean to tell me these people label themselves true crime creators and they can't comprehend what they're seeing right here? Like, it's kind of insulting. And it makes you wonder, are they doing it on purpose? Were these people playing ignorant on purpose to play on the emotions of the clickbait in the chat? And, I see one chat saying, we're this much closer to getting Katie. We're going to get Katie. And it's like, are you really stupid? Right? Like, you don't know what you're reading here. It actually aggravated me a good bit. Well, there's that. Thank you for becoming a member. Do a poll. Are they dumb or just pretending to be? You know what? Let's do the dang poll. Hold on. Great question. I mean, I was like personally annoyed with it because I'm like, there's no way these people, I'm going to say one of them is dumb enough. So I believe that person was just straight up dumb enough that they didn't know what they were reading. But Captain Avi, how obvious can we get? If they're both filed for the same dang on day, right? All right, hold on one second. Let me get on over her. Let's get a poll up. I really want to know, are these creators stupid? Are the creators who ran with this stupid pretending? Wait, should we call them it wouldn't really be stupid. Would it be is stupid a harsh word to call them? Would it be stupid? I don't know. Like, intentional, are they playing a game? Let's say, like, are they playing a no, because that would be pretending. I'm gonna call you stupid. How about that? All right, I'm just gonna start the poll. Savannah, my lady, gifted with the 5 gifts. Thank you so much. So here's what took place, right? And I knew something was going up because poor Smiley, God bless her gracious soul, she's over there and she goes live and she has this breaking news. Katie Proudfoot, did you know this? Or you may want to know this. Whatever. You're right, Gene. You're right, Gene Salesman. So she, and I know something's going on because she has more viewers than normally, right? Like, as of late, without Sebastian's name, she's lucky to get 100 subscribers. So I knew something was going on. So I tune in, and she's the one that came across this information. And good on her, right? Like, good on you. Like, you found something. Is something worth talking about. That's great. Whatever. So, but as she is live with this like break-in info, like literally as she's live, there's Justin for all. There's allegedly ridiculous, and all these people are in this chat, right? And before you know it, they're leaving his chat to go live. I mean, her chat to go live. Talk about how mad I would be? Do you know how mad, Jay, do you know how mad I would be if I thought we were like you two friends and you had a ranch and I had a ranch and, we kind of coexist and work together and all that stuff. And I go live with breaking news. And as I am live, you set up a live, knowing that them two share a lot of subscribers. It was very disrespectful to Smiley. And I mean, I don't really care much. Smiley, but at the same time, that's disrespectful. Michael Myers' birthday is the 6th. I'll pay you $100 if you can get me an autographed pic of him. If it's possible, I'll do it. You don't have to pay me anything, J-Dub. Shoot me an email and we'll exchange and get each other's information. I'll see what I can do for you. So, she'll be crying about that for a year, Renee. Man, as soon as I said it, I regretted it. Let me tell you. Thank you, pin a rose on your nose. That saying reminds me of my grandfather. Well, pin a rose on your nose. All right. So anyway, am I right? Like, don't you guys think that's a little, a little rude? Right, Kathy, it's rude. It's very disrespectful to Smiley. So whatever. So Smiley's one that found this information. And of course, there's all this stupidity flying. Well, what does it mean? Did the law put out an RO against her because, well, she's going to jail because she hurt Sebastian, right? And it's like, you can't read this and figure this out. There's not much said here. You're not getting much information from it. But you put the date together, right? We got 7/26, ex parte. So what do you do if you're an alleged, sleuther, an internet sleuther? What do you do? Well, you go to fucking Google, right? And you type in the basics. What does this mean? What is this? And many people weren't doing that because they couldn't figure it out. I think it took me 2.3 seconds without a Google search to know what was going on. But basically, Katie Proudfoot is the one that filed against Bullhorn Betty. Shocker. I know, right? It was Katie after all. Nobody was surprised by that. But instead, they're like, oh, they got a warrant. It's going to arrest her. My friend Jason, adore her very much, but she thought it had to do with Seth filing for child custody. And I'm like, no, it's actually really simple. They ran with it because it was clickbaity. Because that's what they wanted to do, Stormy. They wanted to get the audience hyped up again. And, I seen chatters being like, they're this much closer. We're going to solve this. They're going to get Katie by the end of this week. You dang on fools. You think somebody who would have went and filed against Katie? So you could have said Seth, right? Maybe Seth filed against Katie and Betty, though, on the same day. I just couldn't believe the stupidity. I couldn't believe it. And I'm like, you know what? These aren't true crime sleuthers. These aren't true crime creators. These are chaos creators. These are havoc creators. These are nothing more. How do you sit out there and act stupid like, I just don't know what this means? And you got Justin over there like, Katie has a warrant. A warrant. Yeah, because Katie filed for a fucking restraining order for harassment. And that's the way they do it in Tennessee. You get a warrant, an ex parte warrant, which is out of the civil. It's a civil warrant out of the circuit court. And this is to ensure that people don't mess around and play with their time. You file this paperwork, you have to be there, period. That brings me to Betty. Betty, and her stupidity. That woman drives me nuts. When did self-snitching become so dang cool? Listen, my daughter's a teenager. My son's a preteen. I told them, we don't do this. You don't go on social media and admit that you've done crimes. You don't do it. You're stupid. These kids are stupid. But when you got grown-ass, alleged true crime creators doing it, you really got to... Here goes Betty, right? Well, I know there's a court date on August 8th. I know there's an RO filed against me. But I was never served. Good luck serving me. Betty, you just acknowledged that you have awareness. That's all that's needed. Where's my... Give me just a second. Where's my phone? And in Tennessee, if you don't show up, but you make it known that you were aware that there is a court hearing with you or for you, you're admitting that you're aware. That's all they need is acknowledgement. All right, so Give me a second. I mean, come on, sleuthers. We got answers at our fingertips. We literally, all you have to do is type. 2 seconds of reading. That's all it takes. So let me show you how grossly misinformed Betty is. Now, as some of you know, and some of you hate it, and I don't give two shits how you feel about it, I went and got my own protection order against another creator. I don't care how any of you feel about it. I've experienced this, and I know what it takes. I know what it involves, and I know the misinformation that is going around when it comes to it. And I'm going to explain it to you all, starting with the fact that Betty's an idiot. So here she is in all her tagging Sebastian Rogers glory. Sebastian Rogers, who broke the law? We'll get to the bottom of it. And did anybody else see her play that video of who attacked the dog? Put a 1 in the chat if you think the only person that attacked the dog that way was Betty, or that day was Betty herself. Did you all hear that? Did you all hear the way that dog cried? That was a battered dog. That wasn't a dog attacking. That wasn't a dog running. That was a dog whimpering and crying, which is why it just so conveniently we couldn't see anything. We know damn well you took that, you did something to that dog, Betty. You did something.
To see you all. Guys, it's Bullhorn Betty. It's nice to.
Betty, try as you will, but you can never do the JLR double wave. Come on in. Come on in. I'm reaching. I'm going to show you about reaching. I'm reaching. They're vicious monsters. Those evil dogs should be illegal to have, and you should have a license to have such a dangerous animal. You know, I heard some places won't even rent to you if you have one of those demon dogs. You know.
To see you all. So, sorry, don't know what to say.
Say you're
I've
hiding.
never threatened anybody. Their driver's license and lie under oath. So this is going to be very easy to resolve and very quickly to do so.
I love this because it's the same thing that went on with me. For those of you who are here with me, how many of you heard the same person had the same ignorant confidence when it came to me? This will be easy. She's lied. I'll be able to beat this. There's no way it's going to be granted for 3 years. I love when people act like they know it all and they know nothing at all. That's right. Keep it talking, Betty.
Because I can prove that I've never threatened anybody. And they can't prove that what they're doing is not a lie.
Yes, we can.
Flat out lie. So, sorry, don't know what to say. But we finally determined what it was that was going on. So we determined that the MO of this was to try to get this restraining order in place, which they would have never gotten it past the emergency portion because they cannot prove their case.
Misconception number 1. I've been screaming from the rooftop. You do not have to. You do not have. Listen to me here. Threatening somebody's life or threatening physical harm is not a requirement for an RO. It's not. It's not. It will help you get one. It will likely help your case to get one for longer, but it's not a requirement. You can absolutely get a restraining order for harassment. Okay? For harassment. You all go on and lie and tell me that Betty hasn't been harassing the Proudfoots. The ex parte was granted, right? Ex parte, yeah. When it came to my people try to act like, oh, you can just lie on an ex parte. No, you can't. Because come the day of the actual court hearing, whatever you placed on that ex parte, whatever you told the judge that day, you have to have proof behind.
Period. So even if I showed up, it would go away. So it really wasn't even about, it was just about trying to force me to come into Tennessee. And whenever, they knew I had other court hearings and stuff like that. It was to try to hurt me. So you can see where this is all coming from. And so the bottom line is they were trying to do this. So I don't know if they actually thought they would be able to get their restraining order or not, but they were trying to either come to the vigil or come to the protest. And sorry, but you can't just, lie under oath and think that.
So Betty really believes that she is so damn special, that these people, whoever, because at this point she didn't know who it was. Hey, just a girl. That they went as far, whoever it is, as far as they did because they want to go to her little stupid event individual. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? You really think you're that special, Betty?
A court's just going to listen to you. You've got to literally prove your case. Even when I can't come into court on the 8th, you've got to prove your case for an extension, and you cannot prove your case because there's no proof that I've done anything because I've done nothing, So the only proof that they would have would be manufactured, and I can't imagine what they would manufacture. I mean, they can't manufacture videos because anybody can go to my live videos and see what I say on any given basis. Anybody in my email can see who I email to, whatever. It's very easily proven. So there's nothing that they're going to be able to do except continuously lying under oath. And every time they lie, that's another perjury charge. So, hey, so MTB, it's nice to see you. Do we know who filed it yet? No, I don't have an idea who filed it because I haven't been served. And so as soon as I'm served, I will know exactly who did it.
You guys hear what Betty's doing here? Betty is admitting here that she's fully aware that she has this order against her. Self-snitching. Hey, Sherry, that's all you need. That is all they need is this. Katie can go in with this stream here and the stream before and the stream after. Yes. She can do all of that and show that Betty was fully aware. So here's what happens, Barbara G. Swear under oath. No, you don't swear under oath. I'm sorry. I said yes, but I lied. So you go in. This is how it was for me anyhow. You go in, you go to the one department at the courthouse, and they give you this paper. You fill out the paper. You fill out the paperwork, and you give your reasonings for why you're seeking this protection. You write down all of your information. You write down all the other person's information. Then, in my situation, they had me sit there all damn day. So you sit there all damn day, and then suddenly this guy comes, and the guy takes you down to, whatever, through the halls, and now you're outside of a courtroom. When it comes time, they will call your name, and they check you in. You go into the court hearing, and you sit there, and you listen to other people's ROs. Right? So you're listening to the person before you. Some of them get approved, some of them get passed, whatever. This is for temporary. This is the ex parte part. When it's your turn, the judge has your paperwork and they'll ask you questions. And they'll say, did you feel this? Did this happen? How did this happen? Whatever it may be. And at that point, they either pass it or they deny it. If they pass it, they usually have 10 days. 10 days, the next hearing comes up. So within those 10 days, for me personally, I went down to my sheriff's department and I gave my sheriff's department the judge's order, and they're the ones that served the other party. They served the other party. So you as the filer, you as the alleged victim of the person, you don't serve this person. The state serves them. So after that, you get the 10 days and both parties are supposed to show up to court. And this is where you need all of your proof. You want to have an attorney if you can afford one, and la-di-da-di-da. So, no, there's no oath at that point. But, yeah, who knows? Tennessee may run a little different.
But I have a funny feeling they're not going to be able to serve me before the 8th.
See that?
Like they're idiot. But I have a funny feeling they're not going to be able to serve me before the 8th. Like they're idiots.
You're the idiot, Betty. Oh, goody two shoes. Thank you so much. I was on a roll, so I hit it, and I didn't. I'm so sorry, sweetheart. Thank you so much. Thank you. I have a feeling they're not going to be able to serve me before the 8th. They don't need to serve you at this point. You've made yourself publicly aware. You self-snitching dumb. Dumb. She's aware. She just admitted she's fully aware. Right, usually the sheriff serves the paperwork, not the victim. She's intentionally hiding to not be served. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. It's one of the dumbest things you can do, and then publicly admit that you were doing that.
They tried to do this in an effort to try to stop, like to literally violate my civil rights. Can you imagine what I'm about to do this when I find out who this person is? Like this is a civil, this is beyond just a, when I find out who this person, stop, like to literally violate my civil rights. Can you imagine what I'm about to do this when I find out who this person is?
Can you imagine that clip right there is enough to present to the judge and say, listen, now I'm being threatened. Now I'm being threatened for trying to protect myself. Can you imagine that? Adore you, Squiz, but please refrain from that word in my chat. I'd appreciate it. That right there. The same thing was said about me. Oh, I'm going to pursue you and my First Amendment rights, my civil rights. Rah! Do these people really think you have civil rights and First Amendment rights to fucking harass, stalk, and do all these things? No, you don't. That's okay, Squiz. I share the sentiments, I'll say that. The amount of misinformation pertaining to these things is unbelievable. How come? Hey, why is it, Chris? You tell me, girl. Why is it that these people always scream about their amendment rights until they want to silence somebody else's? Right? Like, how about the fact that Betty's like, if you say one more thing, I'm going to sue you, JLR. That alone, Betty using the court systems to try to control people. What did she say the other day when she thought maybe it was Clue that filed against her? She said, oh, and she has money, doesn't she? Yes, she has money. Well, yeah, Betty, she showed us all her really big pool, right? So she has money. What does that mean? That is proof that she is abusing the court systems to try to financially drain people. You're a scum bucket, Betty. You're like the lowest of the low.
Like this is a civil, this is beyond just a perjury charge. This is literally a civil rights issue. And they're trying to prevent me from being able to go forward with the gathering of voices. The gathering of voices is going no matter what.
It has nothing to do with that, you dumbass. You dumbass. She really finds a way to make herself always a victim of some type of Betty loves the legal system. Betty loves the ability to sue people. Betty loves to call the police. Betty loves to strangle. Oh, sorry. No, I don't know if she loves it, but she's done it quite a lot. Betty loves to scream about her constitutional rights. You're not the only person with rights. It has nothing to do with stopping you from the gathering of the voices. The gathering of the voices in your head? What gathering of voices? You went around Tennessee, you stalked the ever-loving shit and continue to stalk the Proudfoots. You were creeping on their property at 3 a.m. You were literally ferociously chasing down their father-in-law, her father-in-law on the roads. Could have caused an accident. And now you're saying you're coming back to their town. Not only that, but you're coming back armed. You're talking about machetes. Katie Proudfoot had every right to do what she did. Kraken, did I miss you? Who beat up Bertz? Kraken, who beat up Bertz? She probably beat herself up so she could, This nutbag bought a machete. Right, Sadine said she was going to Tennessee. Imagine QB grabbed a machete, waving in a picture and saying, El Chapo going to Florida. This woman would call the FBI, the police, and the courts. I'm saying, listen, I'm with you. This is ridiculous. I'm so sick of people trying to shame people for wanting to protect themselves. And again, harassment is a reason to have an order to protect yourself. It is. You create a hate mob. Betty has created a hate mob. I'm telling you, the courts recognize that shit. They do.
Period. End of subject. And they just keep going and going and going, and it's just not going to work because they're evil people. God protects godly people in mysterious ways. It's funny.
That's why God sent those little evil Pomeranians. I'm not calling. Did I call her a tragedy pimp yet? I don't care if you find it ironic. I don't care if you think nothing about this is meant to be cool. There's a lot of misinformation that Katie Proudfoot has a warrant against her because she did something to her son, and that's not the truth. The warrant has to do with the fact that she's trying to protect herself from Betty. But you haven't heard me say the word tragedy pimp, okay? You haven't. I'm so sick of people saying that shit. And I don't, you know what else I'm sick of? I'm sick of when I decide that I want to tag whatever I want to tag in my tags, which I don't do often. When I feel like it is important enough information that I want to tag something, I'm tired of people. Why don't you go over to the people like Betty, who has Sebastian's name come up 19 times? 19 times. 9 of them were tags. 1 was the title, and the rest were commenters asking why she didn't even speak about Sebastian. You people have like this warped sense of what a tragedy pimp is. A really warped sense. Joneson, welcome back. Thank you so much. There's another YouTuber I'm watching who's been avoiding service of an RO while talking about it all day, every day, and in CA, they were able to legally serve him on Twitter. Listen, so long as you acknowledge, okay? Sometimes, even if they can't find somebody because they're intentionally hiding, the judge can still grant them. Now, what I found ironic is after I had one granted, I heard a lot of people saying anybody who goes real life, or anybody who goes, gets an order against somebody because of YouTube, they're bitch made and da-da-da-da-da. Then I heard the same person, when thinking they were speaking to a new crowd of people, when they wanted to be the moral authority and call out Laura for calling CPS despite them doing similarly, I heard them sit there and admit that they've called the police many times on people on YouTube. But not only that, to top it off, they admitted that they themselves have tried to get restraining orders against people from YouTube, but they're hard to get. And not one of the people that were in this audience that just a few weeks ago were screaming how bitch made you have to be, not one of them turned around and said to this man, "You're a hypocritical bitch." Sorry for the language. Cocktail Dress, thank you for the super chat. Thank you guys so much. Love from a vicious Pomeranian. Oh, wait a minute. You're going to give the chat PTSD. I don't know if I can keep it up for long. You know what I'm saying? The irony in that statement? Okay.
How it works out. Somebody actually lied under oath to try to get some type of emergency protective order and trying to force me to come into court in Tennessee.
I'm going to pause right there because I'm so sick of people saying lied on. I keep being accused of lying on mine too because it was granted. Because that is always what the perp is going to say. They're always going to say, you lied. You lied. You know what, Joneson? You know what's ironic about that? Why do these weirdos act like it's a bad thing to protect yourself? Many of the weirdos that acted like it was a bad thing, they sure as hell have threatened them or attempted them themselves. I don't blame Katie for getting an OP on this nutbag. She's unpredictable and dangerous. How is she getting away with this, Granny? She's not. What she said a few minutes ago is truly cruel, lies. Absolutely not one word was true. She's not going to get away with it. Because what they're likely going to do is they're going to see out this hearing on the 8th, whether Betty shows up or not. She has admitted she's fully aware of it. So they're likely going to grant it, especially if she doesn't show up. And then they can turn around and they can take her civilly too. That's what they can do. And that's what I hope they do.
On the 8th, but they have to serve me. And I haven't been served. So I can tell you that the nearest possibility of them service is definitely after the 8th. That's what I can tell you. But they did it. It was done literally on July 26th. So that was literally Sebastian's 5 months being missing. How disrespectful and disgraceful that is. They lied. They had to have lied under oath because the only way that they would have been able to give a temporary restraining order is if they physically felt that they were in threat of immediately, like me unaliving them. So they definitely lied under oath. So it doesn't really matter. We deal with this from they're felons. All these people that are in this, they're criminals. They don't care. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about breaking the law. They don't care for the law. We are law and order.
Let's pause right there. Again, Betty, you should look up the law before you speak. You should look up the law before you speak, because in Tennessee, if you're not able to physically serve somebody, but they knowingly acknowledge they're aware of the order and the court date, that is good enough. That is good enough. They don't have to physically serve you at this point. What you are doing is so stupid. You're so arrogant. I love arrogant people, especially ones that are facing legal repercussions, because they make it so easy. Right here. Sorry, I got the whole article up last night. Hey, Delaney. Open mouth, insert foot. Right, you're making yourself aware. You are admitting that you are aware. I found it last night. I can't find it tonight. But basically it says, if you're unable to serve the person because they are, avoiding being served, if there is acknowledgement that they are aware, it's good enough. It's good enough. Some of those things where you can hide out for weeks, right? You can't just hide out for weeks and be like, oh, well, I was aware of it, but catch me if you can type of thing. No, it's not the way it works. She does, Brianna, and you know what? Let her think it. Ex parte, she doesn't even have to have notification. Right, Karen. So I found the whole thing, and I don't know why I didn't save the page, because I was going nuts trying to look to see what it meant with the whole Katie. I mean, I knew it had to do with the RO, and I knew Katie wasn't in trouble, but I was looking for actual proof to plaster on the screen and call everybody else out that was pretending it did. She running her God this morning on Ray about KP is a killer. This is why, Betty. This is why. It's why they get you.
We don't break the law. We definitely don't threaten people, and definitely don't threaten them with their life, So these people don't care about following the law. As you can clearly see, they break the law every chance they get. Do you remember how many, for 3 years, they kept saying, Bullhorn Betty's breaking the law. Bullhorn Betty's breaking the law. No, you guys have been breaking the law. And that's what I've been saying for a really long time. And now you guys just keep showing your hand a little bit more and a little bit more, showing the whole entire world what kind of criminals you are. And what kind of criminals you are.
You're about to have it on your record. So right here, what elements you need to prove to get a restraining order. One of them is the threat of violence or a further abusive behavior or harassment. Betty is harassing them. There's no doubt. I mean, nobody here doubts it. She just can't see it. And I hear her say at one point or another, she's going to say, well, they're public figures. So you can harass public figures? You're a public figure, Betty. Can we start chasing you down in Florida and see where you're at? Can we start following your whereabouts, go creeping on your parents' property in the middle of the night? Go take photos of how to break into your yard? You'd be okay with that because you're a public figure?
What you guys are willing to do to break the law. You guys have it's disgusting. But either way, it doesn't really matter. It hasn't prevented me, nor will it prevent me from doing a damn thing.
Yes, it will.
So once I find out who it is, they're done.
See, like, another threat.
Put a fork in it. So once I find out who it is, they're done. Like, done, son. Put a fork in it, done. They will be hit with a civil suit. And it doesn't really matter because this.
It's funny. Again, I had the same thing was said to me, right? The same thing was said to me. The same thing was, oh, I'm gonna counter sue and I'm gonna get them and my constitutional rights. Again, Katie can take this where she says, whoever I find it out it is done, and that she's going to go after them civilly. You cannot threaten revenge for somebody wanting to protect themselves. Everything Betty is doing here, she shouldn't be doing. It's pretty stupid.
This is a close place for me to come, It's a lot different going 1,000 miles away. But if they think I'm going to keep playing this, I'll sue every last person. Keep messing with me. You guys will all have to deal with it.
You know what, Betty? And I think every last person should sue you and drain you of your income. That's what I think. I think every last person should turn around and take out fraudulent lawsuits against you and drain you of your money, since that is your that's like her signature move. Like, I'm just going to drain you of financial. Why? You're gross for it, Betty. And she doesn't even realize how gross she is for this. So again, in Tennessee, an ex parte restraining order from abuse, stalking, or harassment. I'm so sick of people saying you have to be in intimate danger. Do you know that harassment can lead any reasonable person to be fearful? Do you know that creating a hate mob and screaming from the top of your lungs that you know without a doubt that somebody murdered a child can lead to a hate mob and can put her in danger? I told her last year, she blocked my ass. I wish she would. I wish she would let me speak to her. I wish Betty would come up here and click this link. They can issue this immediately if there's good cause, immediate and present danger of abuse of the petitioner. The order prohibits the alleged abuser from contacting or coming near the victims. Again, Betty bragged that she's going back to Tennessee. Betty is asking people to go ahead and send me where they're located. They have every right to be fearful. I don't care if you think they're guilty or not. That's up for the courts to decide. This ain't no Gotham City. You're not out here Batman and doing the Batman's work. She is now violating that dark horse. And, well, technically, it's not going to look good. It's not going to look good. That's one of the reasons I was able to get mine, because the minute this person knew that there was this legal stand-in, they went on and didn't shut the fuck up. And they're still not shutting up. Which all it takes is go back to that courthouse and say, look, nothing has stopped. Hey, Air Force, thank you so much for that. Good morning, Cheese. I tried to stay in her chat last night in Tennessee. All she has to do is cause someone to feel unsafe, angry, or embarrassed by their actions, which is considered harassment and allows an RO. She won't admit that. She won't admit that, fragile like a bomb. She's too damn arrogant. Everybody, this is your true crime. Yeah, I hate to say creator, right? But this woman wants you all to believe that she is the best true crime creator there is. She's everything to do with the law. She's the court, she's so court happy. She loves to sue everybody, but she doesn't even know the legal stand-ins for things. Yeah, should we jump to that, Chaco? For 9 months, Gretchen. I haven't seen you in a while. It's so good to see you. She is in Tennessee. I lunched with SR yesterday in a CPRV park. Well, there you go. And I hope Katie gets her ass.
You can't sit here and prevent somebody from doing something
illegally. Can. The law can. Yes, they can.
There are processes to make sure that you're doing stuff lawfully. That's the whole purpose of the court hearing.
Right. They followed the process to make sure that they are lawfully keeping you away from them.
Can't go in there.
I hate people like Betty. I'm going to have to calm down. But I hate people like Betty. I hate people like Betty that think only their rights matter. Only their opinion matters. Only their safety matters. I can't stand it. Hey, Sarah, good morning.
And say, oh my God, it doesn't work like that.
It does.
Judges don't go over whether you cry in front of them.
You want to bet?
You have to have a legitimate purpose, and you have to be in fear for your personal safety. I have not jeopardized anybody's personal safety, nor will I.
Put a 1 in the chat if you feel like Betty has jeopardized people's personal safety. There's one thing I've learned. There's a lot of people who normalize things because it is YouTube, right? If you listen to enough filth, you come to normalize it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's normal to hear, for example, it's normal to listen to that guy Wog be like verbally abusive and be like, oh, well, he's just a drunk. It's normal. It's normal, right? But when you take this stuff outside of YouTube, you present it in a court of law, they don't normalize any of it. Matter of fact, I have paperwork that quotes, the person said the things they were saying were a joke, like, ha ha, a joke, quote it. And then it says the courts found nothing funny about it. So just because we sit on YouTube and we normalize things like repeatedly harassing somebody or threatening people's lives or threatening harm or telling people to unalive themselves, The courts don't. Betty, all the evidence KP needs on your own channel, dum-dum. Thanks for documenting your stalking, threats, and harassment. Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. Absolutely, yep. One's personal rights do not trump another's.
So that is the only way you can get that temporary restraining order. And not only that,
No,
but when
it's
they
not.
filed it, I wasn't even in Tennessee.
That doesn't matter.
I was literally sitting at my home in Florida. I can literally document every single thing that I did that day.
It literally doesn't matter.
Because I was online literally all day working.
It literally doesn't matter. Again, this is your true crime woman here. Didn't Betty try following a protection order against Queen Bee? And they were in different states. I was granted one against somebody from a different state. Doesn't matter what state you're in, Betty. Welcome to the internet. Link request. I can't show PayPal. Oh, thank you, Gary. If one of the mods could drop it, I'd appreciate it. Welcome to the internet. Guess what? The laws are catching up with the internet. They're catching up. You don't have to be in the same state as somebody to harass, stalk, or threaten them. And you mean to tell me Betty doesn't know that? Melba, some crusty, rusty things? I don't know. Can you imagine how bad that thing smells? Ugh. She is. She's going to hide. She's going to hide until well after the 8th. She is.
And as a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure I was doing arguing back and forth with somebody's attorney all day. So, I mean, either way you look at it, they lied through their teeth. And when I find out who they are, they're going to have a heavy cost to pay.
See, there we go again.
Never mind the criminal aspect of it, because they broke the freaking law.
Stop breaking the law.
You think courts are jungle gym?
You must think the courts are a jungle gym. You must think the courts based around you and only you. That's what you must think. Oh, Betty, you are truly something else, man. Do you know, again, you cannot threaten. Threaten. It is threatening. Betty is now threatening to use the legal system. To seek revenge for these people wanting to protect themselves. Unbelievable.
You think the courts are a jungle gym? You think they're here for your own entertainment and purposes, that you can just go and willfully violate the law? And
listen how ironic she sounds. Betty's out here threatening lawsuits against everybody she doesn't like, but she wants to talk about other people think it's a jungle gym? Really? You're the one and the only one who is weaponizing the court system. Only you, Betty. Only you.
There's no repercussions of it. None.
Oh, shut up, Betty.
Especially when you can clearly see this was done in an intentional act to keep me from exercising my constitutional rights. That's a civil rights violation.
Oh, my God. The ignorance that has taken place here.
It has, Alan. It has. Ignorance. Because everybody keeps saying they don't do real life, but everybody does real life. Right?
Well, I don't know. Do you guys think it's real life when you go creeping around somebody's property in the middle of the night? Do you think it's real life when you're asking your audience to tell you where somebody is? Do you think it's real life when you're driving around somebody's place of work, place of employment? Do you think it's real life when you're creeping in somebody's backyard? I think it's all real life, Betty. Do you think it's real life when you take out a lawsuit, a fraudulent lawsuit against somebody because you couldn't stand the fact that your feelings were hurt? And you continue it on instead of just taking the L? We're just talking about real life. Oh, my goodness. Can't stand this woman.
Except the one person they kept saying went real life. And I kept saying, guys, quit listening to them. They keep telling you to look over there so you're not seeing what they're doing over here. Oh, and Betty. Now that I broke away from everybody, they can't say, oh, I'm doing this or I'm doing that. I ain't doing nothing.
Yeah, you are. You
and so now they're showing every bit of their hand because they have to keep this lie going that I do all this stuff and this, that, and the other.
We've seen you do it, Betty.
What it is. It's a lie.
We've seen you do it.
It is a lie.
She believes herself. This is what's scary about her.
This is different with people getting on you, but I couldn't believe my eyes the other day with the Florida mom who got probation for
she does
3 years
Davis.
I wouldn't believe it either. So
of course
there must have been some extenuating circumstances of something. Your language online in Tennessee. Well, think what you want.
Exactly. It's not think what you want. She witnessed
think what you want.
People witnessed it.
I can tell you nobody knows where the fuck I'm at. Not even my mods.
I'm admitting to hiding from legal system. That's going to play over really well. It's going to play over really freaking well. When you admit how big of a dum-dum do you have to be to admit that you are hiding? You are hiding from being served. That's the dumbest thing you can do. But they do it. These know-it-alls do it. They think they're better than everybody, and they do it.
Like I said, day late and a dollar short, boo-boo.
Not only that, but let me tell you something else. The fact that these people, if they're being served, hey, Xana, welcome. The fact that these people, if they're being served, admittedly hide, right? Haha, you don't know where I'm at. Do you know what a threat that can be to the person who is seeking the order of protection? There's no proof to anything. She doesn't even know the allegations. Right, Grammy's place. Make it make sense. I mean, seriously, think about it. Think about if you were the person that went to the courts to seek an order for protection because this person has made you feel that uncomfortable, that unsafe in your own environment, and then they're sitting there laughing, giddy, bragging that you can't find them. You can't find them. Don't tell Betty about license plate readers. Right. They really want to find her. They'll find her. It's not cool. Exactly, OG Fish. And then they brag that nobody knows where they're at, but they know where I'm at. Do you know what a threat that is? When there's already an order? You have to be the biggest idiot. And these little things, they become big things. When all these little things come together in a pretty little package and I decide I'm going to do and put a pretty bow on top, that's when it comes to an end. That's what I'm saying, Tracy. It's a threat. It's an absolute threat.
Day late and a dollar short. So, it's a long time. It's a long time coming. Liars will always be liars, right, Betty? Absolutely. Absolutely. And people think that they can just keep doing and keep doing. I can promise you this is not over. Even when this thing settles down, it will not be over.
It only just begun. You're right, it's not over. You know what's going to happen? You're going to be able to type in Betty's government name. You're going to see there that she's not allowed to own firearms, and her name is not forever, for as long as it's granted, her name will be on the list. She will be that criminal she speaks against. Yeah, I love it. You know what I've noticed? There's always these people. Laura used to do it a lot. Laura used to always be like, they're criminals and felons. Just like Betty. Just like Betty. But you're now a criminal just because you weren't caught. Just because you weren't caught, you're not better than anybody. And I always wonder why people like her always try to put others down with that name, right? Like you've never committed a crime. Well, we now know that technically, Laura, you should be a felon. You're no better. You just weren't caught. She reminds me of Kathy Bates in Misery. Seriously, has no empathy or self-awareness. She is really scary. She is, Aussie Tricia. She is. She has zero awareness. She really thinks that only her constitutional rights matter, that the law is only there for her. She uses the law as her personal weapon of revenge, as her signature move. It's gross.
Just violated the law? I'm going to push my hand. I'm absolutely going to push my hand in this. And I'm going to make sure that whoever did that is held accountable for intentionally and willfully lying to court.
You don't even know what the paperwork said.
And having an ulterior motive in doing so.
Ulterior motive to protect themselves?
This is a major issue with courts.
I had the same thing happen to me. They're trying to take away my First Amendment rights. I have a right to freedom of speech. No, you don't. Period.
Okay, it's called abusive process.
Is that what it's called?
It is a civil. It is civil. So not only did you break criminal law, you broke civil law.
Imagine.
She is from the Ukraine.
Imagine if there was a law that said, if you file for a restraining order, or protection of abuse, and it doesn't get granted, that you could be held criminally. Imagine that. Do you know how ridiculous that sounds? Can't do that. It's not a criminal. She didn't break any laws.
And her son didn't get taken either. I'll send you the video. I'm so sick of these hate channels. They hurt the seriousness of the case because they don't care about the case.
Oh, we hurt the seriousness.
They only care about who's getting the numbers.
No, Betty, you only care about the numbers, which is why you continue to tag Sebastian Rogers in your nonsense. Has anybody heard Katie mention Sebastian yet? Have we heard Sebastian's name be mentioned once? Betty's channel was nosediving. It was completely, it was down. Betty jumped on Sebastian's case months after the fact. Oh, Colleen, thank you so much for the PayPal. I just seen it. Thank you. And then her channel started to see life again. So she kept it going. She kept it going. She kept it going. Nobody has made a bigger mockery out of this case than the past 2-3 months. We had to listen to Betty tag Sebastian Rogers' name in her titles and her hashtags and talk about how much she can't stand JLR, Magnolia, or Jays for Justice. Nobody has done that other than you, Betty, and you continue to do it.
Yeah, that's real. At the end of the day, all they care about.
She doesn't at this point.
What people that actually care about finding answers go through all of this? You know, do you really feel that their actions portray that they really care about this 15-year-old boy or finding out any information to lead to his whereabouts?
Do you really think your actions do?
I mean, if you do, if you think that this is part of the process, just let me know. I'd like
Betty, if you think it's part of the process to sit there and threaten the shit out of somebody and stalk somebody because you feel like they're guilty, then thank God you're not a police officer. Can you imagine if that's literally how our legal system works? We were able to sit there and just harass and hound the ever-loving shit out of somebody because we felt they were guilty. Once again, Sebastian Rogers in the title.
And I haven't been in the States since the beginning of this week. So prior to me even knowing this stuff goes on. Now, people are passing around that Katie has a warrant for her arrest, and that's what it looks like because it has her date of birth, her height, her weight, and an ex parte warrant.
It didn't have her height and her weight.
I have an order of protection.
Where the hell did it have her height and her weight, Betty? Where did it have her height and her weight? Did anybody else see it have Betty's height and weight? Anybody? Height and weight, Betty says. It has your age. Doesn't have height and weight. You're such a liar. You can't even be honest about that. Shut up.
And all on the same day. Through to set it up now. So we'll just have to keep going.
Even the internet's telling her to shut up.
Because once I get back to the house,
the internet's like, shut up, Betty.
I have to ask the judge. Like, the judge is going to ask her, has she came around you? What has she done to threaten you? You know, she's going to have to say, oh, she won't quit. She keeps thinking, so she's on her channel talking about it. That's not good enough.
It is good enough. It's called harassment. It's absolutely good enough. You don't have to be in somebody's physical. Not only was she in their physical yard, was she in their neighborhood stalking them, but she absolutely is harassing them on her channel. She's harassing them.
For an arrest warrant. It's not good enough for harassment.
Yes, it is.
That I physically have to be harassing her.
Who are you to say it's not good enough?
I'm on my own channel with my own commentary. I'm doing my own investigative reporting. And so I don't know if it's for me or if it's for her, but either way, it doesn't really matter. Their first opportunity to arrest me is going to be on the vigil. And whatever.
Don't you love it? Don't you love how stupid she is? Right, taking pictures of Katie holding the step baby. And yeah, that's not stalking, Betty. That's not stalking. This is a woman who went and filed an entire lawsuit against somebody because they made a few videos going at them. But she doesn't see that to be harassment. You know what's funny? When it comes to Betty, it's harassment. It's enough to file a lawsuit against somebody for harassment. But when Betty does it, it's just content. It's just content.
The case maybe will
That shitty hotel is telling you to shut up.
There's some serious damages, because you cannot sit there and violate somebody's constitutional rights.
Yes, you can. I feel violated watching this stream, actually, because you're so fucking stupid. You cannot sit there and violate somebody's constitutional rights. That's why they have this set up in the courts, Betty. That's why it's set up the way it is. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. All right, let's see what you guys are saying. Wait, isn't she saying people for online? Yeah, she's suing somebody for online harassment, but she's saying it's not harassment now. It's just, you know, it's just content. I know, shopaholic. I know. And there is nothing more dangerous than somebody who, when facing legal action, still doesn't know when to shut their mouth. It's horrible. Absolutely horrible.
Get into chat. I hope everybody's doing well this morning.
You don't look very well. You look horrible.
My day started.
You should start it by brushing your hair and washing your face.
Since like 5 o'clock this morning.
All those yogurts are catching up, girlfriend.
Getting ready to start my day. So I hope everybody is doing well this morning, and we're going to get started. A lot of this stuff is distracting from Sebastian Rogers and avocation for Sebastian Rogers.
Oh, now everything else is distracting. How many times did we have to listen to what JLR did to her? JLR broke her heart. Oh, that Magnolia is a home wrecker. Jays for Justice has eggplants in her ears and in her mouth and having an affair. You put his name in the title and then you spew that type of nonsense. You have the nerve, the absolute nerve, to say anybody else is doing what you've been doing for months now? It's funny, Betty's not going to show up. And for that, this is what who wants to bet this is what Betty does? Betty's not going to show up, right? And then she's going to turn around and she's going to act like it was only granted because she didn't show up. Do you guys think that's what Betty's going to do? I think that's what Betty's going to do. That is my guess.
And that's exactly what I believe. If this stuff is Chris and Katie again,
do I look and beyond?
A lot.
That's an insult.
I haven't received anything. So until we know for sure what's going on, I'm not going to speculate any further. You know.
Oh, now you're not going to speculate?
I have to be served. The person on my end in my court record
behind the chilies at that,
listed,
Maggie.
So I can't assume who it is. So before I can even file anything in the courts, I need to find out who I need to file it against.
You're a joke. The fact, again, that she continuously says that she is going to seek revenge through the court systems for somebody filing for a protection of border, it's not going to go over well for her. Misinformation says, Betty 2 years ago and Betty today cannot be the same people. I was watching her early Summer Wells content. She looked pretty, not super full of rage. I kind of feel bad for her bitter ass. And can we say again, there is not a single charge against Katie Proudfoot. Good morning, Sasha. 7 months. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. You think that's what she's going to do, Kathy? Of course it is. Yeah, counter an RO. Counter RO. Other creators have how have they not? I'm not saying she hasn't done the most on foot. People can take her past into account, but how have other channels not done much of the same online? What do you mean, mommy and up? I'm sorry, I don't understand what you're saying. Not quite sure what you're saying. Also, when it comes to Tennessee, orders of harassment or protection orders or restraining orders, your past does come into an account. Exactly, B-Tim. I don't feel bad for her either. I did feel a little bad for her, and then she reminded me why I shouldn't.
So with that being said, Kendall, hey, how are you doing?
My constitutional
rights. I can't believe I actually made a live. Oh, it's nice to see you. Yeah, it's early. Well,
typical Karen
people, but it's really not.
No, I get it. Looking beyond
for work, unless they're in like California. Hey, Caitlin, it's nice to see you. But then I realized, you know what? At the end of the day, we know that they haven't been trying to search for their son. We know that they have been setting up roadblock after roadblock after roadblock for the people that
doesn't know when to stop
for their son or find any information. So this.
You know why police officers now wear body cam footage and, You know, there's a lot of protocols. It's because if police officers acted the way Betty acted, they did back in the day. Now they can't, right? You can't force somebody, or you can't harass somebody or stalk somebody because you feel they're guilty. That's why we have, you know, we have a right to due process. You have a right in front of your peers. That's why we're innocent until proven guilty. She's the only one doing things I disagree. If you're going purely off content, then other creators have said and done just as much towards this family. I disagree. I don't think anybody has done what Betty has done. I haven't seen anybody else go to the extents that Betty has to stalk, harass. I mean, she literally says that Katie unalived Sebastian. Do you know how horrible that is? I don't think anybody else has gone to the extents that Betty has. To be out there and literally harassing this family.
This goes to show you more than anything who the problems are in this case and why are they, because I mean, I haven't talked to them. So as far as the lady's lying.
Well, lady's lying.
I haven't even seen them in the flesh. The only thing I've seen them is stuff on social media. And of course, us going through their interviews and stuff like that. I've never even seen them in the flesh. Like
you don't have to.
It's absolutely nutty. Good morning.
You don't have to see them in the flesh.
But either way, no matter how you look at it, it's lies. So we'll be dealing with that. But I'm pretty sure she's going to have to, because I think the temporary is only good for 2 weeks. So that means in order for her to extend it, she's got to physically go in on the 8th to talk to them. And I think that is an actual court proceeding. And she's going to have to proffer some information, like legit information. She just can't say, oh my gosh, I'm fearful. She's got to produce, we're online. They have cameras at their house. If this harassment existed, they should have proof of that.
It's actually hurtful how stupid Betty is. Honestly. They have cameras at their house. We're online. Do you not think, funnily enough, right? But seriously, funny enough that Betty is suing somebody for harassment online, but now she doesn't think that you can harass somebody online. That's the irony in all of this. You've harassed them, Betty. You don't have to harass somebody in person. You can cause harassment through the internet. You know that. You absolutely know that.
And there's no proof. There
absolutely
could be no proof unless it's manufactured, because I haven't even reached out to these people.
You don't have to reach out to them.
It's wild, the effort.
You told your audience to stalk them. You told your audience to tell you where they're at. She sure did. She sure did, Jay. And she told people, you know, if you have any idea where they're at, email me. And then you know what else she did, Jay? Oh, you know what else she did? She claimed that she is in contact with their neighbors. Who remembers that just the other day? She claimed that she is in contact with all of the Proudfoot neighbors. Right, exactly. I'm sure she knew exactly where her cameras are because she got caught by one of them. Hey, Kels, good morning. So you're telling her audience they could donate at least $5,000 for a lawyer because they gave QB. So you're so jealous. What did QB need $70,000 for, Betty? Because you filed a false lawsuit due to harassment? I think you're misunderstanding me, Mommy and Up, because I never said anything of what these creators do when it comes to the parents is acceptable. I'm just saying I understand why she's facing an RO. Absolutely understand it. And being there in person is part of the reason.
They put into you, not their son. Exactly. And that's another thing. That's why I say, you know, it's
there you go again.
At this moment, they are not trying to find their son. As a matter of fact, they're kind of trying to unlawfully quelch any person speaking of the case. I'm not stupid. I'm not Nick Barris. I don't work for.
Hold up. So Katie filing an RO against Betty means they're trying to stop people from talking about the case, but her good friend Seth Rogers sent out cease and desist, right? Well, maybe they should get him next. Right? Your friend sends out cease and desist to many creators and even professionals that were helping look for his son. But Katie sends out one RO to you. And now they're the ones that are trying to stop it. They're the ones that are trying to stop people from looking for Sebastian. So, okay, no, that's a good question. The only thing that came about was, like I said, Smiley found that there is a warrant for Katie. So after she did that, and people were saying, oh my gosh, they're that much closer. They're going to arrest Katie because she's guilty. Hey, Joe Madre. Nick Barris came out. Nick Barris says, several of you messaged me after seeing this notice regarding a warrant for Katie Proudfoot. She is the mother of 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers. Let me pull it up so you don't have to take my word for it. Dun, 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 dun. Did Nick remove it from Facebook too? I don't know. Anyway, he writes, I know many of you have strong opinions about what happened to Sebastian. So at first he wrote about the parents and then he took that part out. You're entitled to your opinion. I've edited this post as to not explore or share unsubstantiated theories. He goes on to say, authorities in Sumner County tell me Proudfoot is not under arrest. In fact, they say this portion of the warrant names her as a victim of harassment. I'm told someone who believes Proudfoot was somehow involved with what happened to Sebastian is being prosecuted for harassment. So he kind of confirmed it.
A company that has boardrooms that control what comes out of my mouth.
Yay, Cal's welcome.
I can have my opinions, I can have my criticisms, and I can bring this stuff online. She does not have to watch it. If it's so harassing to her, then she should just change the freaking channel.
I hope beat him. I hope you and Queen Bee took that, downloaded it, and presented it in the courtroom, because the irony is rich this morning.
A company that has boardrooms that control what comes out of my mouth. This is America. I can have my opinions, I can have my criticisms, and I can bring this stuff online. She does not have to watch it. If it's so harassing to her, then she should just change the freaking channel. But one thing she can't do is...
Oh, you don't say. You don't say, Betty. You know what? Thank you very much, Gary. Have you guys hit the thumbs up? Don't make me put a poll on your asses. Have you hit the thumbs up? Tell y'all yesterday in QB there's a lot more to the story, all by HB's own hand and that ginormous mouth of hers. Yeah, you gotta love that. Isn't that ironic? It's a little ironic, don't you think? A little too ironic. Because what she's trying to do is just financially drain. That's it. That's all. That's her signature move. Apparently, that's what she learned from JLR, according to her. Right, just change the channel. Look at you all lovely people. Thank you very much. I really do think. Change the channel. Harassment is harassment. It's still happening. That's right, Remy. And the court of law just saying change the channel isn't good enough. But you know what else Betty just did there? She admitted that she's harassing Katie. She admitted it. That's also an admittance. Hey, Sarah.
I can have my criticisms, and I can bring this stuff online. She does not have to watch it. If it's so harassing to her, then she should just change the freaking channel. But one thing she can't do is go to a court and lie and say I'm harassing her because I'm talking on my own channel about her case.
That is harassment, dumbass. That is harassment. Why do you think there's such a thing as called online harassment? And what is online harassment, some may ask? It may involve threats, embarrassment, humiliation, and an online setting. This includes expressions of discriminatory attitudes and beliefs, such as sexism, racism, homophobia, transphobia, and I don't know that word. It also includes online sexual harassment, cyber stalking, and image-based sexual abuse or other unwanted online conduct. Online harassment is also known as cyber aggression, cyberbullying, cyber harassment. Examples: spreading false rumors, ridiculing or demeaning others, harassing others because of their race, religion, sexual orientation, disability, or transgender identity, seeking revenge or deliberately embarrassing a person online, engaging in unwanted behavior of a sexual nature, impersonating others, even through their own accounts with malicious intent, sending inflammatory, inappropriate, rude, or violent messages or comments about someone to provoke responses, exposing others to unwanted or offensive content in digital groups or meetings. The kinds of unwanted behaviors described above can provoke a range of physical, psychological, and emotional effects: stress, anxiety, panic attacks, low self-esteem, feelings of powerlessness, changes in sleep and eating patterns, increased anxiety, fear for personal safety. Bing bong. Family she is harassed should all sue her. I agree, JB. And I'm proud of Katie Proudfoot for going through with it.
Too. But wouldn't you say that at this point it's crystal clear they don't want him found? Because I haven't been around them. All I've been doing is going to businesses and people that have reached out to me. I can prove literally everything. They have that you harassed them 3 times. There's no possibility.
There is a possibility that you forgot what you said. The fact that creators went around and said that Katie was going to be arrested, that warrant for Katie had anything to do with Sebastian. You think any of them are going to go live today and retract that? Someone went on with it after Nick Barris cleared it up.
No possibility. I haven't even spoke to them. I haven't sent them emails.
You don't have to.
I don't even ask them questions in the Facebook chat when they were in all those chat rooms. I never even asked them questions.
You don't have to, Betty.
You know, I have never spoken to these people. Like I said, the only thing I've got is the messenger where Chris reached out to me to let me know that he was, back in the day when those people were talking about or impersonating Chris Proudfoot, and he came into the chat. He reached out to me to let me know that wasn't him, and that's not.
You don't have to have personal contact. You are telling your audience to stalk these people.
True. So outside of that, and that's a contact he made to me, not the other way around, is the only contact that I've had with either one of them. And that was literally months ago. So it's clear that they're trying to distract from Sebastian's case.
Right, which is stalking, cheesy cracker. She was stalking them. I can't believe she really doesn't think she's done anything wrong. Hey, Rowena, she really believes she did nothing wrong. Oh, I actually know how bad it is with the youth. I dealt with it myself with my daughter. Absolutely.
There's no other explanation for this. None whatsoever.
I stole that from Jay
Trying to keep Seth from getting his son.
Yes, you did try to stop them. You tried to stop Chris Proudfoot from getting his daughter. You did.
Girl, we know you're not deserving that. Yeah, and it's all, and I cannot for the life of me, like it's literally a felony.
Wait a minute. Last night there was talk that she had an RO, and including Truth know where it came from. They're not the only ones that knew where it came from. It didn't take a rocket scientist to figure it out. Hey, Ann5678.
Lie about this stuff and let them manufacture and intentionally manufacture proof before the court. That's even worse.
She showed up at his place of employment.
They don't mind lying under oath.
This is what drives me nuts, because the same thing was said to me. You lied under oath. You lied to get an ex parte. You lied. No. Just because you didn't see it the way the court's seen it doesn't mean I lied.
So, we have to look at that aspect, because if they don't mind lying in a court, would they mind lying to law enforcement?
Oh, shut up, Betty. There you go again.
If they don't mind lying to a court and
doesn't know when to stop.
Underhanded stuff, literally breaking the law, committing a felony, then what else are they willing to do? Oh,
yes. The good old groping it up, Violet. The good old lesbian BFFs, right? Because the content is drying up when it comes to Sebastian. So now they all join each other, and they'll soon turn on each other. Right. Why avoid it, Tracy? Great question. If you're doing nothing wrong, Betty, why not go face it head on the 8th? You're fully aware of it. You're fully aware of the court date. If you're so confident that they lied, why not go in there and say, Your Honor, they're lying? She doesn't even know what was written on the paperwork. That's the funniest part.
Clearly these people have no problem breaking the law. They have no problem lying to
they're all criminals, and you're not.
Law enforcement or courts. So what makes us believe that they're going to be truthful about Sebastian?
Right, Betty. Right.
If they're willing to do all of this.
There you go again, Bets. There you go again.
Hey, Kimberly, it's nice to see you.
Is that what it is? AEIOU?
Everyone that is searching and bringing attention to Sebastian. They want the case to die.
Well, here's what's funny about that, Music City Mom. True story. So there's a thing called YouTube Legal. And if you get a legal courtroom order against somebody, you do have the right to send that to YouTube Legal, especially if they continue to use their platform to break the order. So if she gets served and she continues to go on and on about the Proudfoot family, they can absolutely send their legal findings to YouTube Legal, and she can very well lose her channel or lose monetization or lose it altogether once it catches up to her.
They just want this child to be missing. They screwed up a lot, and they are very upset. Thank you, Kimberly. And Lisa, you got the gifted membership. Nice.
Wow. The same two names, Kimberly and Lisa. Hey, Mrs. Mississippi.
Sebastian
You
Rogers,
too.
For those that are just tuning in, is a 15-year-old autistic boy.
Oh, shut up. Now you say his name. Shut up. Shut up, Betty. Shut up. Did I tell you guys I went to Costco? And listen. I didn't think it was everything it's been hyped up to be. I got to be honest. I was not very impressed with Costco. Oh, I know. It's like you hear they got the best pizza, they got the best hot dogs, the best. I was not that impressed. She should be scared.
Hendersonville, Tennessee, and has not been heard or received from since. And he was inside, according to his mother, inside the home with his mother. And apparently the whole thing attacking me, then clearly he's probably outside of this, because I don't think this child is anywhere near Memphis. I think this child is either in Hendersonville.
You're not a cop. You're not a PI.
If I had to bet money on it, that's where it is.
You're not an SNR. I want to go to BJ's.
Do anything in that area. He had been there since, like, I think January, and he was. Excuse me. January.
You are not blessed, Betty. Shut up. No, seriously, I didn't care for it. I didn't like it. I just drove all that way, had to pay a big chunk of money to even go in the store. It just wasn't worth it to me. Look, you can't go once. You have to go and look at the new impulse buys. I can't afford the impulse buys. I just didn't like it. I didn't like it. I also don't care for Costco. I'm going to check out BJ's. It's a lot closer, a lot cheaper. I didn't care for it. They do, because they like it. Dinner sink pork. Let's make this very clear. We are talking about BJ, the store. Don't anybody take a screenshot and talk about we're talking about BJ. We're talking about a store, damn it, okay? A store. I did see where she ripped Stephen Crabtree. There's something wrong with her. Can't believe you wouldn't get. They didn't offer it. They said you can have a browser. You can go in and browse. But if you want to buy something, you have to come over and get a membership. And I stood in line for 20 minutes for them to tell me that. So I'm like, well, I'm not doing all that. Might as well get the damn membership. But I am going to ask if I can return it because I don't want it. Right, the store, BJ's the store. We don't do BJ's outside of Chile. We don't do online BJ's. We're talking about the BJ store.
And he was gone by February 26th. So he had no time. I mean, he was working and going home, except on some of the weekends. Most of the weekends he came home up until the event where CPS was involved. And then he just never came home again and basically told Katie, it's your son or it's me. Well,
they sell it there too.
Later, and they're living their best life ever. And
they're living their best life ever.
Or not a lot of people. Well, there are a lot of people. There's a massive amount of people that agree with that statement. And so it's just a little bizarre to me that
you know what's bizarre, Betty? The fact that never mind. Be nice, Jess.
So obviously we're digging in a lot deeper, and I'm allowed to do investigative reporting. I'm allowed.
Do you guys love this? First off, you're not an investigator, Betty, to say you're allowed to do investigative digging. The fact of the matter is you have crossed the threshold into harassment, so much so that you now have an RO filed against you. Not only that, but I love this idea that because Katie filed for this RO, that means she's trying to stop people from finding Sebastian. But when Seth Rogers filed cease and desist against 7 people? How many people did he file against? That was just for what? That was just for what, Betty? To stop the haters? To stop the what? Because you got to love it. You got to love how these people pick and choose what is okay and what isn't based on what parent they like. No, but I will say, I got some bulk, for back to school. I did get a big box of like 50 bags of chips for lunch. And, you know, I did get some bulk things, some cashews and Nutella things or whatever. But I don't know. I did get a new chair for crabbing too, which I'm very excited about. But other than that, I just, it's their croissants. I didn't even see a croissant. We have Sam's in Costco. Oh, she's working. So it's okay for her, but it's not okay. You know, Katie's not allowed to protect herself, but Seth Rogers is allowed to put out cease and desist that not only said, don't speak on me, but don't speak on Sebastian. And he's not trying to stop people from looking, right? No. Did Katie's RO say, don't mention my son?
Allowed to
It was
talk
the
to
drive.
people. I'm allowed to go places. I'm allowed to do whatever the hell I want within the law.
And
Just
so
because
was
they don't
everybody
like that I'm
else.
doing it doesn't mean they can lie under oath.
Nobody lied on her. You don't even know what they wrote.
And
dumbass.
furthermore, this was only a stunt, you know, and I have to think that somebody got in Katie's ear and tried to convince her that this was a good idea without playing the tape through. And they're like, oh yeah, let's do this. Because
isn't that funny? Because when we all said the same thing, that it was probably Betty that got in Seth Rogers' ear. Huh? Right? If you guys like to, if anybody likes to come up and give their opinion, feel free to click the link. Right. Yes, Heather Dawn. Thank you, Twiddleby. It was Katie. It was Katie that filed. Hey, Raider Mel. It's good to see you.
Oh, she won't come. I'll come anywhere for a court hearing. You're going to have to prove your damn case, lady. And I can prove for a fact, a absolute 100% fact you lied under oath. Because I've only been to Hendersonville, Tennessee one time. It was for filming and documenting purposes.
It was not filming and documenting. You were stalking on their yard. Oh, Cooter. See, that's, first off, is that really your cat? Because get the hell out of here if it is. But secondly, I wasn't able to buy anything frozen because I had to drive so far to even get there that I didn't have a way to keep frozen items frozen. So I didn't even go down the frozen aisle. They did have a hot tub I'd really want. I really wanted that hot tub. Really wanted that hot tub. They will do her in, just like other people's videos have done them in. Just because you don't think what you're doing is harmful doesn't mean the courts won't.
I never talked to Katie. The only thing I did was drive by their house, which I'm allowed to do on a public roadway. I broke no laws, and I filmed while I was doing this, which is in the course of my business and my job title.
You don't have a job. You're
so
a YouTube creator.
100% lied. And I bet you she failed to tell them that I'm reporting on her son's case. Like, this is a constitutional. If you look at it, it even says the only thing they can't do is if it's covered under the Constitution. With all my work is covered under the Constitution.
All my work is covered under the Constitution. You do not have a constitutional right to stalk, harass, and put somebody in fear of their life. I don't care what little fake title you give yourself. I don't care what little stick-it off the Cricut machine you printed out. I don't care. You don't have a right to do that. Wait, yeah, they didn't say her weight and her height. They did not. Oh, she's a journalist. That's right. She's a journalist.
I have freedom of press. I have freedom of speech. I have freedom of assembly.
I can't wait till the judge puts her in her place.
And I read everything that I could on ex parte order. She had to tell them that she was in fear for her life.
No, she didn't have to say that, Betty. You're such a liar. In Tennessee, an ex parte restraining order, also known as ex parte order of protection, is temporary court order that can be issued to protect victims from abuse, stalking, or harassment. They can issue it immediately if there is good cause, such as immediate and present danger of abuse to the petitioner. The order prohibits the alleged abuser from contacting or coming near the victims. Betty stated that she is headed back to Tennessee after Betty literally was already there stalking them. What don't she get, Queen Bella? What doesn't she get? That's like if I order one of JLR shirts that say press, I'm suddenly press. You're sure pressed on JLR, but that's not the point here. Did she not say at the beginning of this live that she was going to not say anything until she has the order? Of course, Lynn loves life, but she can't help herself. I mean, I know the word narcissistic gets thrown around a lot, but I really believe there's something wrong with Betty. I don't know if she has like I don't know. I don't know if she's a narcissist or just a moron. No, she's there right now playing a game. Oh, you can't find me. Because the courts like when you play games to say you can't find me. Imagine that BHB is legally correct. It's discussed for another YouTube creator, disparage and attempt to gaslight another YouTube content creator. Society has certain... Here's the thing. She's not correct, though, Amy. She's not. We can pretend. You want to pretend she's correct? We can pretend. But the rest of us aren't going to negate the laws because Betty's fifis might get hurt. The fact of the matter is, Betty has surpassed any type of content creation when she entered into the real world and started stalking people. You're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to tell people to go hunt down where this man works. You're not allowed to walk onto the property of somebody's employment and ask them for their footage. You're not allowed to go to local stores and say, do you have any footage of this person at your business on any which day? That is considered stalking. That's right, shirtless dad. And I too impress. And if anybody has a cricket machine, I appreciate if you would print me out Granny's press pass and then write, Granny is watching, bitches. She is. Reality sucks for you. What? Are you okay, Amy? Are you okay? You really think Betty is correct here? You think that... Okay. Bless your heart, sweetheart, but I guess we'll find out when she's served with an RO and her arrogance puts her in jail. Okay? Because that's what's going to happen. Self-made rules, not the... What's on the screen right here, Amy? Would you like to click a link and talk about it? Because the law's right here on your screen, sweetheart. I didn't make this up. This is right here. This is Tennessee. This is Tennessee. We're not making this up. It's right here on the screen. And better yet, I ask you to do this, Amy. Because it's all right. You believe in Betty, so obviously you're not, all the way. And that's okay. Not everybody's all the way there. And, we understand it. But just because you believe in what Betty is spewing out of her mouth and you think the Proudfoots are guilty doesn't mean you get to harass and stalk them. It just doesn't. She's an idiot. She uploads it yesterday because she's proud of herself, Rainbow, because she really wants this RO so she can cry victim. That's why. Harassment is considered making someone feel, and thank you for the 8 months. Harassment is considered making someone feel unsafe, embarrassed, or angry by the repeated behavior of someone else. Accusing someone of unaliving their kid every day is harassment. Telling people to tell you where these people are all the time is harassment. Putting up a picture of a minor child in the arms of her stepmother and telling everybody they're at church is harassment. There's a lot of harassment going on by Betty. Hey, little Irish girl, do you want to turn your camera off? It should be, unless you want it on, just give me a thumbs up if you want it on. She has lost all sense of reality. Well, she has people like that woman telling her that she's right. And go ahead and keep telling her that. She's just going to land herself in jail. Now it's saying vices aren't connected. There you go. You got it. You're ready to come up? Hey, little Irish girl.
No, thank vices aren't connected. There you go. You got it. You ready to come
little
up?
Irish girl. I think your plane's away in the background.
Hey, hold on.
Okay. She does need to take a break.
Gotta turn you down.
There you go.
All
How
right,
you
this is my
doing?
first panel ever, so can y'all hear me?
We can hear you. I'm honored. I'm honored to be the first ever. How you doing? Hello?
Hold on, I'm trying to figure it out.
Okay. Trying to follow. Got 3 brats getting on my nerves. The delusion is real, JPG. It is. It's very real. Right, Gretchen. Say all the things you want about the Proudfoots, but you don't get to stalk them in their real life. You don't. You still have me in the background, little Irish girl. Oh, she fell down. That's okay. She'll be back. I think so too, Rowena. Girl, I think so too. I think Betty wants it.
That I was going to cause imminent
Gary.
bodily harm or death to her. That's
not.
She had to testify under oath.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Hey, little Irish girl.
All right. I don't know why I can't hear you.
You can't hear me? Did you turn the volume down on your... Well, if you can't hear me, I can't help you. Close out... Well, how are we going to do this then? Close out of YouTube and turn your device volume back up. I don't know if that would even help you from backstage, but you can try.
Our ex parte harassment.
We'll just hang out like this.
That's what she had to attest under oath, is that I was an imminent threat to her personal safety and or life. And it's because I'm questioning, the pickle bag.
They're still real though, little Daisy. It is real. It is real. That just means that Katie spelled it wrong, but it doesn't dismiss it. It's still real. Hey, Miss Brittany.
Hey, Granny.
How are you?
I'm good.
What you thinking?
I'm thinking, well, she looks better than she did the other day. I'll give her that, because she looked like, her skin color was gray the other day. So
I wasn't.
She looks better. She looks better than she did the other day, but I hope she gets a restraining order against her. Because it's people like her that need to be stopped on YouTube. And she needs to go get a real job. Betty, no one pays you for YouTube. They laugh at you.
Oh, gee, Peachy Keen. Can you hear us now, little Irish girl? No? Still can't hear us? Oh, this is, oh, here we go. You hear nothing. Is your volume down? I don't know. Oh, this is awkward. She had makeup on earlier. Is that what it was?
Oh, okay. I can hear you now.
You had your volume down, didn't you?
No, I did. I turned it up, but I turned it down and then back up, and now it's working. All right,
okay.
We good.
All right, let's go. What you thinking?
Oh God, I'm like been rage typing all morning, so I'm thinking all the things. So she's a hot mess. She is digging her hole deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, and I'm here for it.
Yeah. She doesn't stop, man. She swears that she is so correct. I never knew somebody who abuses the legal system so much, but yet really doesn't have a clue as to how it works. The fallacies coming out of her mouth. I'm so tired of people saying the only way you get a order of protection is if you are in intimate danger. It's not true. That's not fucking true.
No, she can't even be bothered to go read the information.
Right. You would think if she was facing it, she would read it.
Yeah, no, she doesn't have any reading comprehension skills also. So that, she reads every third sentence of everything. So
she's just so annoying, man. She really is just so annoying.
That's all. Yeah, so she really, there's a lot for me to think that someone's truly delusional, but just the idea that she doesn't get it, that the only proof Katie needs is on her channel. She has she's documented all of it. She don't get it. She's really gonna hurt someone someday. She really, really is.
Well, here's my thing. I don't know if she doesn't realize what she has done, if she really believes she hasn't done anything wrong, but there's no way she can pursue another creator for these same type of things, but yet claim that these type of things can't be done through the internet. So you just dismissed your entire lawsuit then because you're admitting that you can't be harassed through the internet? Like, which one is it, Betty? Are you a victim of harassment, or does harassment through the internet not exist? Which one is it?
Yeah, I mean, if someone could talk sense to her, she wouldn't be doing this. But she just doesn't listen. She doesn't care. It's everyone is all people are a role in the movie that is her life, and whatever, and people, everybody, we're all just tools for her to get what she wants, or
Yep.
you know. So nobody's real people. She lives on YouTube. It's like she's in an altered state.
I think she
So-
just does it. Yeah, she thinks she's above the law. Betty thinks she's above everything and everything because she has a fake little press passer.
Well, her mom is just as delusional as she is. Cause
Why is she even on here?
her mom's a moderator in her chat, and like if you go against Betty, you get the mom telling you you're wrong.
Oh, I didn't even know her mom was on there. Wow.
The only reason I know that is I watched Burnt Toast, and Burnt Toast was like, yeah, her mom's a moderator for her, and the mom is as cuckoo as Betty.
Yeah. Wow, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
her mom is the old crusty kettle.
Oh.
That's her mod. The mod, old crusty kettle or old rusty kettle. That's her
Wow,
mom.
that's interesting. It's okay online to repeatedly give an opinion, entertain me. If you go every day to people offline, you'd be charged easily. So online should be even worse. It should be worse, and it is worse. Was Betty Dane JLR? Now she's a scorned woman lashing out. Yes, Larry. Yes, Larry. You nailed it right away. That is exactly. She misses her chili time. She was very upset. Hey, Polish. Her mother used to come on her lives. Well, I mean, I'm not going to judge the mom too hard because it's her mom. You know what I mean? Like, if it was my kid, I'd defend my kid too. But I get it. Right?
No, I gotta disagree. My kids, I will always be there for them, always. But I will tell them if they're wrong.
Yeah,
I will.
I mean, I get that. But you got to understand that Betty. Sorry.
Yeah, by never saying no to this one, she's created a monster. And her mom's just as delusional, and she has no clue how to parent. You know, you got to think when your kid is
she's
2.
standing there. She's a fucking grandmom herself. She's standing there 50. You know what I mean? You can't parent her anymore.
Yeah.
All you got to do is either go along with her insanity or I don't know. And maybe she is afraid of her, Evie.
she, this is like when your kid's 2 and they're throwing a tantrum and you give in to them. This is what happens if you just do that their whole life. You get a bed,
Yeah,
you got to think. You got to think, is this going to be cute when they're grown? Because no, it's not.
Well, it's not cute when they're 2 either, to be honest. I can't stand people's badass little toddlers. And they're all like, it's so cute. No, it's not cute.
And when my kids were little, if they threw a fit somewhere, we're leaving. I don't care. We're leaving.
Baby back ribs.
Yeah.
The baby back ribs got Betty all excited. Does Chili have baby back ribs? I've never been to a Chili's. She has assaulted her mother. I'm sure she has. I just don't understand why there's not one person that, I do understand it because these people are so brainwashed because I experienced it. Despite knowing the truth, despite witnessing it all, despite knowing what you can and cannot do online and offline, there are people that coddle these folks and tell them that, no, you don't deserve an RO. No, what you did isn't wrong. No. And they stand by that. And instead of listening to the law or researching the law or debating if your behavior crossed the line, they listen to these little cheerleaders that tell them, no, you're right. And guess what? They end up with ROs. Oh, well.
Yeah. I mean, it's a miracle she's never gone to jail. It's a miracle.
I don't know how you get that many charges and avoid any type of jail time.
I mean, and you know, with parents like hers, like her parent, her mom, they will never. I had a mother-in-law like this. Her son did nothing wrong ever because it would have reflected badly on her. It was all optics. It's all about, you know, how she looks. And that's why they just go on in blissful ignorance, you know, because they don't want anything to reflect badly on them.
Could be it. Or maybe your mom just really believes that Betty's not wrong. No.
I'm sorry, I had a camera slip for a minute, but if anybody saw
You're behind screen, Miss Brittany. Nobody can see anything. I have the screen up blocking all of us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. My kids would get mad at me when kids in the store run in being breasts. I asked them, don't you have parents? Now that they have kids their own, they do the same thing. You believe half the chat's trolling her? Possibly.
Can I
think
ask a question?
I think some of them.
Oh,
Sure,
I'm
Miss
sorry,
Brittany.
little Irish girl. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, is this the time she's supposedly wearing makeup? Is she wearing makeup right now? Is this her supposedly looking better?
You're the one that says she looked better. I don't think that. I don't know. What do you? You're the one that says she looks good. I don't know.
Well, the other day she was gray. Like the skin color matched her shirt, and it was kind of concerning. It was like, Betty, you're 44 and you look like you're 90.
She's had a lot of stress, man. She's had a broken heart. She survived evil Pomeranians from hell. Now she's facing an RO. She's probably just stressed the fuck out. Looking crazy. But Betty makes her own bed. Like Betty does this to herself.
Yes. And I'm sorry, if JLR is the last man on earth,
JLR is my friend, Miss Brittany. Don't insult him, please. He's my friend.
I'm just saying.
I get what you're saying. Hey, Siobhan. No, I get it. But I don't think Betty has many options, to be fair. I don't think she has many options.
I've been hearing, oh, my boyfriend. You are not going to tell me that she was his girlfriend. You're not going to tell me that. She was a side piece at best, just like with Dolly. And she is mad because she ain't wifey material.
Well, she told us herself that JLR had all these girls. She said in all these different area codes, he had all these different women, and so she knew. She knew what time it was. The man never publicly claimed her. He never even, so she chose to go along and be, used for fun, and then screamed and cried that he found a better woman. I don't know. What a shame. Magnolia is a great match for him.
I think he's handling it perfectly too, because you know what? With a narcissist like Betty, the worst thing you can do is just not even acknowledge them. I mean, it's making her crazy. Look at her.
She sure has lost her mind, hasn't she?
Oh, can you imagine what she does off camera?
No, I couldn't even fathom. No. Listen to this. So Evie, she's so wrong about this. That's why they do warrants. They do warrants to ensure that people show up to the court hearing. That's what the warrant is for. But you didn't offend me, Miss Brittany. Not at all, sweetheart. No. I'm not offended. I'm not offended by any means. I get it. Many people feel that way. Till she can be served and go with her evidence to court. So that's the other misconception when it comes to restraining orders. You don't really go with evidence. Like, until Betty knows what is written on that court paper, what their basis is, the only thing she can do is counteract that. So she can't really, what evidence could she have if she doesn't even know what the paperwork says? And she's so unreal, Betty. Do you even know what you're talking about? It's not the way it works. Somebody else said that, I didn't get to show my evidence. What evidence? What evidence? All you do is counteract what I said, and you couldn't, because what I said was factual. I mean, period. Thank you, Passion for Victims. Right, sweet? You know what I'm saying?
I would personally love to, I would love to like erect a monument in Katie's name, because someone needed to do this. Someone needed to do this. I can't believe it took her this long.
Yeah, I'm shocked as well. I could tell you about convert narcs. In my opinion, she's a full-fledged narc. That's what I was saying, Seymour. I know it gets thrown around a lot, but there's something here that Betty really doesn't see what she does wrong. Hey, Carl. Yeah, JLR's not acknowledging her at all, because that's what she wants. Betty needs, right, Bea, she needs the attention. She wants the attention. I think she's loving this. But it cracks me up that, again, Katie files a personal RO against Betty for herself, and that's trying to stop them from searching for Sebastian. But Seth Rogers goes out and sends out cease and desist to many people, mostly people that were down boots on the ground, and says, you're not allowed to mention my son's name. And that was to protect himself. Like, you see how that works?
Oh, yeah. They use many things as a sword and a shield. Just like she's using Seth's victimhood as a shield.
Right.
You know what? I've been through trauma. Everybody's been through trauma and tragedy. It doesn't mean I get to be an asshole.
Right. No. Siobhan, welcome. Thank you so much. Well, will you be okay up here for a second? Well, you want to come up, Frosty? You have to use the restroom. Okay, anybody?
Oh my God.
I don't want to leave you hanging. It's your first time, so I don't want to leave you alone. Let's see if one of our friends can come up, because she's on a high horse about to be kicked off. She's about to realize she can't say stuff she does, and weapons. I'm shocked no family has done it before, to be honest. I'm just shocked. She has crossed the line many times. I mean, hell, Florida passed a whole new law due to her behaviors. And that's not journalism. Even a journalist can get in trouble for things that Betty does. Like, you can't imagine if I told you all right now to tell me if you see Jays for Justice anywhere, give me her location. I went to Jay's old places of employment. I went around Jay's neighborhood asking all the local stores for any footage they have of her. I was creeping on Jay's property in the middle of the night. I went and stalked out Jay's parents or her husband's parents in the middle of the night. I posted a picture of Jay with her granddaughter. That's stalking. How can anybody say it differently? It doesn't matter if you think the Proudfoots are guilty or not. It is not up to Betty to stalk this family. It's literally stalking.
So this morning,
go ahead, Laura. I'm sorry.
In this stream, someone must have said something about her pew-pew, because he's like, I don't travel with my blah blah. And I'm like, she really did forget that stream she did a couple days ago about hiding one next time she goes to Tennessee. And reciprocity. It's like,
look at this. Janie Sunshine says, you need to learn the law. You sound absolutely ridiculous. Janie, sweetheart, with utmost respect, okay?
You.
The law is literally right here. It's right here, Janie. It is right here. This is the law. Nothing I'm saying am I making up. I am reading literally the law, okay? What Betty did is she broke the law, period, point blank. I get it. You like Betty. You're one of the few chatters in her chat box. Great. I mean, you guys kind of stand out because there's 4 of you. But I'm not making up a law here by any means. This is the law. Hey, Miss Brittany.
Hey, sorry about that. If you want to go to the bathroom, I can keep little Irish girl company.
Thank you so much. I think Jay's going to click the link as well. Oh, yay, we Frosty too. Okay, great. Now I feel better. All right. You ladies got this? Is that really you, Wee?
I mean,
it's me. Hey, no PP. Hey.
Thank you.
Hey everybody, hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
We
Can I just
can see
say
this
I
up
love
here.
Sorry, say that again, love.
can I
I
just
said I'm so
say
happy to talk to you.
Yeah, like see,
The recommendment. That's a new dessert now at Chili's.
I think that should be a whole thing. It really should.
can I
I have
just
a whole.
say I
Sorry,
love the
Brittany, love, go
sound
on.
I just love the sound of your voice.
Oh no. Read me
It's
bedtime stories. Lee.
yes.
Well, it's definitely a plan in the works. I have to handle a whole crazy situation that I'll not bring up here, but as soon as that's under control, we're gonna get some things done, you know. So hold that thought. Just remember that they will have an element of we to them, because why not?
Yay, thank you so much.
Yay! Can you
You feel
breathe now?
better?
Yes, so much better. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, ROs are to keep people away, not of an intimate partner. So in some states, every state is different. In my state, you do have to be either a relative of or a partner of. You know, you have to have some type of. I think we have a fake J backstage. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, it's not a. Why are you so fucking pretty, you bitch? Why are you so damn pretty, Jay? Like, no makeup, sitting under the sun. Like, what the hell? My God. Like, literally, like, it's a fake Jay because it's an umbrella. And then she shows her face. And I'm like, yeah, you should see me out in the fucking sun. I don't look nothing like that.
It's me. It's me.
Oh, my goodness. What do you think of this? I texted Jay last night. I'm like, there's no way these are true crime creators. And they can't figure out what's happening here. Oh, look at the green baby. Nobody else can see you, just me.
Well,
I'll watch my language with little.
oh, okay. I'm not on the screen.
No.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if we were on the live. Oh, I think it's crazy. I think that, did you get my email? Because it bounced back the first time. I think I put the wrong
Oh,
email.
let me check.
But I sent you, like, I looked through the other warrants in there, and you can see where it says, like, charges. If it's criminal, it'll say, you know, failure to appear or probation violation. And then it'll say the type, like misdemeanor warrant or something like that, instead of ex parte.
Right there. Yeah, misdemeanor warrant active. There's a big difference. Yeah. What do you think they do ex parte on both parties for? My best guess was that so people don't play with the court's time, right? Like you have to show up if you file.
Probably. It sounds like that's kind of how Tennessee does it. If there's enough evidence when the petitioner goes, they grant it, and then they give the respondent, you know, an opportunity to state their case 15 days later. So that's what she can go do. But if she doesn't show up, it just stays in effect.
Granted. It'll be granted.
That's
It's
the
already
thing.
granted.
For like
Yeah, it's already in action. That's what the ex parte
it'll be extended
part is initially.
Yeah, the ex parte means one party showed
Yeah.
the evidence and the judge allowed it. So
Yeah.
obviously that evidence was strong enough to not need to call in the other party immediately.
Yeah, well, and that's pretty standard for an order of protection.
It works differently in every state because in Florida it works. I looked into it because of her threats on me, and it works different. You have to have a lot here to
You
get
don't
an
get
ex
an
parte.
emergency order?
To get an emergency order, yeah. Yep. Otherwise, they schedule a hearing and you both go and they decide. So, like, it depends on what's going on.
You know what? Too a while. I think it was when Chris Proudfoot, when he was on, it was either Web Sleuth or it was Queens, but people were saying, you know, if you need videos, blah blah blah. He said he has terabytes of all the fuckers. Terabytes. So I will
bet you
not be
he's downloaded
surprised
all
if
of
this
those
turns.
videos.
Oh, yeah.
He sure did. He sure did. and still does. And he's
Well, and what do
probably
you guys,
recording.
not to change the subject, but I want to get your opinion while I'm up here because I'm going to have to hop off in a second. But have you guys seen that silver on the scene guy driving around?
I heard about it.
Y'all, he went and showed a video of him buying a shovel because he said he found a place of interest to dig for Sebastian's body.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
That's pretty
What?
dang gross.
Kind of reviewed it.
What is
Yeah,
going on with these people?
They
Yeah.
realize it's a cash cow. That's all it is. It's not about a real person. It quit being about a real person a long time ago. It's now
So
just
sad.
a cash cow.
I think
Well-
it's a wee bit more than that, Miss Brittany, in this particular situation that Jay was just describing. I think that some people may believe they are starting to help, in quotations, help with the
Yeah,
right
you could be right.
motivation, but they soon go completely off the rails. Completely.
Well,
'Cause-
look,
yeah.
if you look at their channel, that person's channel, their first video ever was 9 months ago, was visiting the scene where Kaylee Anthony was found, right? Then 3 months
Gross.
ago, right, 3 months ago, they start with Sebastian Rogers. And here we have drive-by Sebastian Rogers' home. We have Yogi, that he went to Mississippi, Yogi Bear, Horn Lake. Then we have them at the RV park that Chris Proudfoot was at. Then we have KP seen leaving home to go to lunch. KP SUV parked outside. Then he's back on their property again. So this person's entire channel is literally again stalking the Proudfoots and being in their vicinity.
It's really disturbing. So not the latest video because he put a song out or something, but the video before that is where he goes and purchases. He finds a mound of like dirt or something,
Yeah,
and he
Corn
says,
Lake.
"Yeah, we have a place of interest." So he takes his viewers to like the Lowe's or wherever, buys the shovel that he's going to use. It's freaking gross.
And then look at this. They did a Maria Gomez Perez update and only 588 views. That's why these people keep going back to these real life, boots on the ground in their home using Sebastian as clickbait. Nobody's watching their other stuff. And look, 19K views to say you're buying a shovel and dig up this little boy.
Yeah.
What is wrong with people?
May I say something to Justice before she hops down?
Yeah.
I have figured out why Betty doesn't like you. You're
Why is that?
prettier, you're smarter, and you have more subscribers.
Oh, well, that was nice of you to say.
And you look 10 times younger. Just gonna say that. You look 10 times younger than she does. So that's why she doesn't like you.
She's big mad. She's big mad. Well, plus I'm friends with JLR, and she
You
can't stand that either.
That's what it really is. Yeah. She's a jealous, envious
Oh, for sure.
ITCH. Sorry, go ahead, little Irish girl. Look, Mommy and Up is saying hi to you. She said it's CC.
But-
And I believe she said it was. She said you
Talking to
guys did a show together, little Irish girl.
You talking to me?
No, little Irish girl.
Who's that?
Oh,
I don't know. Don't make me say it again. I don't know. Did you ever do a show with somebody, little Irish girl?
Never. This is my first time on panel ever.
Okay, never mind. Well, thank you, Larry.
But I what was I gonna say? Oh, and Burnt Toast made a point yesterday because I haven't followed Jay. I just haven't. And Burnt Toast was saying that she thought she was mixing Jay up with Cher when she went on that rant. And I'm like, well, that fucking explains it. Cher's a whole ass dumpster fire.
No.
Betty can never get it.
no, I don't think
No,
she
she
had
didn't
it wrong.
mix it up. Right. No.
No,
she
I
knew.
moved out of state, but my kids are grown. Like, my kids weren't abandoned. My kids are self-sufficient. You know what I'm saying?
Right. They're adults.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
anybody
she was
with common
definitely
sense.
talking about me.
Oh,
But
was
that's
she?
okay.
Okay. But
But that's
yeah,
okay.
no, she. And the thing is there's so many beefs online, like this one said that the best response for me, the best response usually is no response, because it's like the Streisand effect. Once you
Yeah,
start this explaining, you know, then it's
that's the
not,
road I took for 3 years with her.
oh yeah,
Actually,
oh yeah. Oh,
she's
I
been
know.
on me
Sometimes
since.
you gotta do it though. You gotta do it.
That's what people don't
Us,
understand,
we,
Jay. Is like
Yeah, like I
we
sat back for 3 years and just ignored her BS. But then when she started to bring
I
my
know.
children and my husband and my marriage
right.
and all
Right.
that into it, I'm
And
like,
the way
okay, that's enough.
the way you did it was freaking hilarious because Cootergate will go down in history.
Oh my
It's the
gosh. We brought back the Cooters. I love it.
Well, that's what people don't understand is like there's so many things as creators that we do ignore, and there's some things that we shouldn't have to ignore, right? Like I had somebody comment
right.
on my stream. It was like, "Oh, why are you even responding? Da 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 da. I'm looking for true crime. I'm unsubscribing." It's like go ahead and unsubscribe, but I'm always going to defend when it comes to my personal
Right.
life, my children. You know, there's so much that we put up with, and Jay's
Well, and
right.
people believe her. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
that's the
Like,
worst part. Yeah,
exactly. If there weren't people that actually believed her, I wouldn't bother
Yeah.
responding. But with the fact that she's grown so much with this case, and we're covering the same case and have a lot of the same viewers, it's BS to just let that stuff sit there and make people wonder if it's true.
But Jay,
Right. And
shoot,
you know what? That would be a good way to that's a good way to get just about anybody is attack them as a mother or a parent because it's below the belt, you know. And I don't blame people for coming and defending themselves. I'm not a creator. I don't have to deal with the shit y'all deal with, you know. So I can't say don't respond.
technically,
But you know,
technically, Jay you should take Betty. You should sue Betty for defamation. But unfortunately, defamation cases are so expensive, and but
Not even worth it.
it's not even worth it,
yeah,
right? But for somebody who's so sue happy and such a legal beagle, Betty sure as hell walks herself in a lot of legal situations.
And she knows that people don't want to spend the money to go after her, and it's a headache.
Jay,
Legal cases are not fun. She makes it sound like it's fun because she's got no life,
Right.
but it's not
Jay,
fun.
It's her highlight.
It's not fun at all.
Jay, could we apply for custody of the dog instead of money?
yeah, can we
I think
take
that would be a great
Delilah?
thing.
I would love to.
She definitely beat one of those Pomeranians. That was not a dog like attacking another dog. That was a dog whimpering and pain and fear.
I didn't see
yeah,
it. I didn't see it.
sounded like a drama, like
You
being
I just
stuck.
I see all these people that we just know are just not good people. Good.
You just cut out, Jay.
Uh-oh.
Have
No,
dogs.
she didn't actually show a footage. She just played the
Can
audio.
you hear me?
Now we can, yeah. You
Oh,
cut out when you
sorry.
said horrible people.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm outside. I just hate when I see horrible people that have animals. It's
It
just
bothered me
it makes me
every
cringe.
How
yeah.
about when
Kids and
she admitted?
animals.
She admitted that she only got that dog because she was lonely and no longer had a man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good
but
reason.
I also
It's a
think
grip.
sorry.
Go ahead, Miss Brittany.
All I was gonna say is I think Delilah is, a money maker, and as soon as it stops making her money, she'll get rid of the dog, which is bad for the dog, and I want to save Delilah.
Yeah. And I think she'll be dropping her off at her mom soon. She travels too much and stuff.
Yeah, I'm wondering if she'll ever leave her mom's house now. That might be her new forever home because the novelty has worn off for old vets.
I don't know. My honest opinion is Betty loves this newfound attention she's getting. It's another excuse to continue using Sebastian's name and to hype up her crowd that I'm on the right, we're on the right path. They're trying to silence us. But again, what about when Seth Rogers did that to everybody and set out cease and desist? Was that because everybody was on the right path? Like And I can't believe the amount of creators that went live last night claiming there was an actual warrant out for Katie. And that means they're finally getting answers for Sebastian.
Right. It's one of those moments where you look around, feels like every day in this community, to be honest, but one of those very specific moments that you look around and you're just like, what are these people doing? Why are we even here? Everybody has come up with 100 different reasons, and yet none of them are correct. What is actually happening?
None of them.
Does
None of
anybody
them.
know how to just go and read and check what it says? Why is that so difficult?
Well, and that's why I let me check it actually, because I made a poll that said, do you think they really had no idea what was going on? Or do you think they just wanted the content? I think it was content. I don't believe there's no way these creators didn't know how to read that document and figure out what the hell was going on with it.
Yeah.
And if they did, that's embarrassing.
Can I ask the panel something? Because I just want to get like y'all's opinion. Do you think when the truth comes out, like when we find Sebastian, because I'm under the impression that we will, when we find Sebastian and he comes home and we find the truth, do you think any of the creators that were wrong will apologize?
No, they never do.
No.
They never, ever do. Ever.
No.
Instead, they double down on how they were right, and now it's a cover up. It's a cover up. The police are in on it. They don't want us to know the truth.
Well, let me just say, I know that I've gone hard on Seth Rogers, and if I'm wrong about him being involved with any of my theories, then I'm wrong, and I'll say I'm wrong. But there's just too much around all three of these people.
I agree.
To really, to sit there and go, I support Seth, I support Chris and Katie. Like, why do you support any of them? You should be supporting the kid that's no longer around.
Right. Should be
and that's where the problem is. And that's why there shouldn't have to be any apologies, because no one should get that close to where you have to apologize. Because it's okay to talk about theories and speculate. We're not law enforcement. I mean, we can talk about different situations if it's all up in the air. There's nothing wrong with that. But the people that say matter of factly, oh, Seth was at work, like, you don't know that right now.
Right. Or like Betty to continuously say, oh, she killed him. She killed him. And it's just fucking wrong. You don't know that.
That's just vile. It's vile. Whether she did or didn't. Because you know what? You can't take that back.
Right. Right. Or even everything. I mean, seriously, sit back and maybe we'll have to do a stream on this. But think about every rumor and every allegation we have heard from day one, from Katie's trauma right down to Sebastian's trauma. The whole thing has been nothing but a side circus of, really, quite frankly, in my opinion, Seth Rogers seeking revenge. And you know what? I find it bittersweet. I find it quite ironic and even a little karmatic. I don't even know if that's the word. That this RO was filed on the 26th.
Do you guys know what day she said she was talking about putting a gun in her bra? Because I think it was right around that time. And to be honest, if I was Katie and I heard that, that would seal the deal for me.
Absolutely.
It was a nighttime stream. It was like 3 or 4 days ago, or like, I want to say like Monday-ish, around there. And it was in her bed, of course, at night.
In her bed.
And and I'm like, oh, Betty. She done it. And
I knew right when she said that was going to be the last thing that came back to haunt her.
Yep.
Well, here's the thing. Betty has made this whole performance about having all this legal knowledge. We have seen her legal prowess in action for quite some time now. Considering she strongly believes that she has not done anything that would warrant such a case, why, of all the things she would actively choose to avoid, actively run from, actively wait until she is served, etc. Why would she not just go and attend court? I mean, if you wanted to make a home run here, Betty, and, you know, put the fear of God into Queen Bee's heart that you are the best legal thinker of our times, this is your chance, love.
Right. Especially if she's claiming it's against her constitutional rights and she knows that they lied to go there. I mean, come on. Then you would show up proudly, ready for the moment to clear her name and fight it.
Yeah. Can she wear her little hat that she wears whenever she goes
Exactly.
to
the Trump rally?
Yeah. I couldn't remember the name. I could just see the image. It was disturbing me.
She'll put on her nice, remember the shirt she put on to interview Seth? She'll wear that and think she's, you know. Do you guys think do you think she's going to show up?
Oh my God, that was the icing on the cake. I guarantee that was shown as evidence to get this RO or whatever it's called. I guarantee it. And the icing on the cake is that shirt. I mean, that cop must have looked at it like, oh, for sure. She's like, this Baker Act Betty, because she is certifiable.
She's a lunatic. Do you think she's going to show up on the 8th week?
I think, you know what? She's gonna Black Beauty's gonna break down, but I'll guarantee you that if she calls court, they would let her appear by Zoom. So there's gonna be some fuckery going on, but I don't know what it is. So
yeah, you don't have to go in person if you make prior arrangements with the courts. That was another lie she told.
Right. I mean, if she has any desire for this community to believe any of the things she says, I know that that's a stretch already, but if she really wants that, this is her chance. And I just don't understand why she is making such a whole performance about not going. Also, good luck, Betty, in being able to prove that someone's fear that constituted an emergency protection order was a lie. Good luck.
Yeah.
There is literally legislation that protects those actions.
Right. You cannot, even if by any chance on the 8th, Katie appears, Betty appears, which I think she won't, just so she can say it was only granted because she didn't appear. That is what I think is going to be her answer to this, because she knows she'll lose. But if by any chance it was dismissed and or denied and there wasn't enough proof, I mean, which I find to be impossible, she will not be able to turn around and seek legal action against her for the filing. You can't. She's in like some type of fake lawyer group or something. I don't know. I don't know what Betty thinks she is, but it's absolutely insane.
And remember, Betty has literally, she has been all the places. This isn't somebody that is just making questionable comments on the internet. She has been there in person.
Right.
And that's where, unfortunately, Betty could come undone here pretty quickly.
Yep, because she has
went to their neighborhood. The thing with her is, this is a woman with nothing to lose. She's got no family. She's got no career. She has a horrible reputation. The only asset she has is that car and a piece of shit house. She's got nothing to lose. That makes her dangerous, in my opinion.
Well, the fact that she abuses the legal system to drain people financially also makes her dangerous. I mean, because she said it herself. She said, Clout, when she thought it was Clout, she said, well, Clout has a lot of money, doesn't she? Uh-huh. Like, you can't do that. You can't. I don't know. I just know everything she said in the last, 24, 48 hours is really going to harm her lawsuit with Queen.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, she's causing herself epic problems on both levels, but Betty won't listen to anyone at the moment. She is carving her own path, and we're just watching it happen.
Right. That is little Irish girl, cheesy cracker. Good morning, Summy. Yeah, I think that he will not show up on the 8th, so she can say that it was granted because she didn't appear, and then she's going to say she didn't appear because she was not served. Which Betty, I'm sure, could ask for a continuance. I don't know though. I don't know. I think that's why they put warrants out. Right, Thor, and she really believes that she hasn't done anything wrong. It blows my mind. And again, to have an audience who tells her, like the woman who came in here, tells her she's done nothing wrong. Why can't you just admit that you went too far, Betty? Admit it and apologize and do freaking better. But she does this every time and then wonders why people, at one point I was defending Betty. That is the lovely wee Frosty. At one point, I was defending Betty because I felt like people were coming down on her despite the fact that she wasn't doing what she was doing before and she was trying to change. She was trying to do better. But silly me, it was simply because she did not have a headline in case to grab onto and do her antics with again. And that's a shame.
I'm telling you, at this point, Chili's needs a whole marketing campaign. They have the perfect viral situation here. They just need to know about it. Somebody needs to message Chili's. We need this to be a thing. Because this community, we don't even have Chili's over here. And even I have questions now. I'm like, what's happening in Chili's? There's so much.
I'm not too sure Chili's wants to be associated with Bullhorn Betty giving blowjobs.
That's a fair point. Fair point.
I don't know if that's such a marketing idea that they want there. I will have to admit that I'm very curious to go visit a Chili's now. I actually just looked and there's one not too far from me. I am very, very curious to go visit Chili's. Like, is the food that damn good that we're giving blowies in the backyard? I mean, come on.
Right? I mean, that's quite
here?
The level of excitement. I enjoy food, but
I never got that excited. I'm not gonna lie. There was one time. I'm just kidding. There was one time when I had some amazing nachos.
This one time at Taco Bell.
Yeah, right. I mean, free chips and salsa. Well, there it is. They got me now. But no, seriously, it's like your basic look. It's like,
yeah, I'm in Milwaukee. We got everything. There's a Chili's right across from my.
Oh, is there?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. It looks like they're very basic. Like you got your wings, your burgers, your finger. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, look at that. They look good. All right. Well, maybe look at that dessert. Okay, maybe I get it, Betty. I will judge you less, I guess.
Yeah, kitty cats, stay away from them. Don't go behind, please. That's a bad idea.
They had a little dessert there, Granny. Whenever you finish this page,
Yeah,
go back
that
and look
looks
at that
good.
dessert.
I know. A lava cake. Oh my lord!
Right, a molten chocolate cake. Now, all explosion jokes aside, you gotta admit that's perfect for this situation. Chili's, get on it.
Get on. That's the name. That's the name you need now. But look, all their pasta has seafood in it, so wouldn't it really be? Let's check out their lunch specials. Wouldn't it really be my type? Oh, chicken bacon ranch quesadillas. Oh yeah, I don't know. Wait, is it enough for you to get a wee bit excited and go into the back garage, or?
Well, I mean, I still think I'm going to need a wee bit more than what I've seen on offer so far.
Wait, they got freaking fajitas. What do you mean? I don't know. I can't believe she would give some blowies for this. This is a
taco would have been more on brand, but.
Well, look, they have skillet queso with beef served with chips and fresh salsa.
I'm saying nothing, otherwise you'll be very angry at me. So let's keep moving.
That is funny, though. I mean, really. I'll Uber you some. You can do an online review. I will eat it on camera, SS. They have $1 or $2 drink of the month. Oh, so Betty got down with the discount. Okay. 2 for 1, Betty BJ's. I mean, I kind of want to ask JLR, like, did it happen? Was that all it took? Was a trip to Chili's? You can make a lava cake for free. How? They're hard to make. The cake they're one of my favorite cakes. A lava cake.
I could just see Betty going in there with her.
Sorry.
Betty probably walks in. Betty probably walks in there with her coupon book, and then the coupon's expired, so she has to see a manager, and I can see it all. She would Karen the fuck out of Chili's.
You know what? I guess Chili's is comparable to Applebee's and TGIF. I can see that now. Yeah, I can see Betty asking for a manager, you know, complaining the dollar drink didn't have enough alcohol in it or something. Oh, good old Betty. To go alcohol.
Salt on the rim.
Look, they have a 3 for me menu as well. Wow. Betty.
Betty likes
For a wee bit of variety.
Oh my goodness. Oh, is it awful? So Chrissy makes your damn Miss Dakota, you just ruined my lunch. Is Queen Bee Betty's channel or something? No. So Queen is another channel that Betty is in legal action against for no other than harassment, which now Betty claims can't happen through the internet. It's pretty freaking impressive. They probably gave it to her just without, asking. That's the one thing Betty has going for her. She probably gets senior discounts.
If you want to know the backstory to do with Queen Bee and Betty's legal situation, go to Burnt Toast's channel. She breaks it down very, very well. And then because what's happening legally is almost separate but still tied to both creators in a way. So if you want the actual information, go to Burnt Toast, and then Queen Bee Escobar, who we all know is just doing all the things out here on the YouTubes apparently.
Which is ridiculous.
She has her own channel.
Quite frankly, that's ridiculous because Savage was covering Betty well before Queen did it. So, I was going at Betty over 3 years ago. So this idea that Betty tries to act like it's all being spearheaded is ridiculous because if anybody was spearheading it, it would be Savage, who was the OG to calling out Betty and the Heels on the Ground group. And then rest her soul, Heels. She did fantastic. Right, yep. Virginia? It's crazy that Betty doesn't even realize that she really does walk herself into these situations. I mean, first off, she should have never even acknowledged it publicly, anything to do with the RO, especially when she was unaware of what was even going on. I don't get it. I don't get it.
A big part of why Betty filed suit on Queen was because Queen supposedly said she was sleeping with Dolly. So explain Cootergate to me, Betty.
Right. Betty allegedly slept with Dolly, allegedly slept with JLR. I mean, then she wants to sit there and try to get right. So she's giving BJ $10 BJs, apparently, if there's a 2 for $20. Hey, Kathy. I just, I think that all jokes aside, I think there is a standard to be set here. We are still, most of us have the innocent until proven guilty. I mean, that is, Betty wants to talk about constitutional rights. Everybody has a right to a fair trial. They have a right to being innocent until proven guilty. And Betty's out here and many other creators screaming from the rooftops because they personally, most of them, via their experience of just being an internet sleuth, believe that somebody is guilty of something. And just because your feelings tell you that doesn't mean you get to harass, slander, stalk, and violate somebody's right to feel safe. And that is what Betty has done since jumping on this, which in my opinion was only done to seek revenge on JLR. I mean, didn't she first come out because she lost her badge in the Facebook group?
Yep. All over badge that is meaningless, entirely meaningless. And now she wants to tell everybody that the people in that group are also evil and doing all the things. Well, then why were you so hurt about not being allowed to post in it if these were such bad people? These two things do not make sense, Betty. Not in the time frame you're talking about. You haven't found out any elucidating information that would prove to you that anything is different. They are the same now as they were a month ago, as they were 2 months ago. So are you.
Right.
Just like Clara is such a piece of shit. Well, you were getting down with that piece of shit, Betty. What's up with that?
Right. Well, that's like Betty coming out now and being like, oh, JLR went to federal prison for 10 years. He's a criminal. He's a convict. You slept with him. You gave him a blowjob outside of Chili's, admittedly. Like, you didn't care that he was a convict then. I'm so tired of people doing that type of shit.
Right, that's exactly the kind of behavior I'm talking about, because it was grand when they were friends. It was not a problem. No, everybody
Right.
else was a criminal then, but not her friend. Now that they're not getting on, now she wants to say a whole lot. But
And
those
it,
charges were old and they were already dealt with before you ever even knew about them, Betty.
and at one point, correct me if I'm wrong, but she said JLR was brilliant for the antics he pulled,
Yep,
for pretending to be the uncle and, all the things he did. She said it was brilliant because it got his name out there. And now
yep,
she wants to use those same things against him. And it's like, wait a minute. And then she says, oh, and you all want to ignore it. No, we all called it out as you were sleeping with the man. Okay. Like, nobody ignored it. You ignored it because it was convenient, because you were in love. Now you get to use it. I can't stand when people do that. Honestly, even like this whole thing with Laura and the whole CPS call, right? Was it horrible? It's absolutely horrible what Laura did. It's horrendous. It's disgusting. It's despicable. Then you listen to the many times she repeatedly said, I've never called CPS. I've never called the police. And it was all a lie. She lied to everybody for 2.5 years. But those who were aware and waited until the fallout to say anything, I don't think they deserve the praise they're getting. I just don't. I think there's some accountability there for being aware and keeping your mouth shut because it was convenient.
No, if someone does that kind of shit, I may not blast it, but I'm not going to have anything to do with you anymore. I would go to whoever she called on privately, and but to keep hang around for a couple of years, and then when you get mad, it's just high school. It's high school.
And then did you guys hear where Laura, take a little derail here? Did you guys hear where Laura literally said, oh, if I found out who made the call on me, I would have never said anything publicly because I know the hate mob it would create. But how many times has Laura jumped on a hate mob? I mean, she can't stand the horrible things she says about you guys,
Oh, she loves us.
Oh my God.
When I say us, for anybody that doesn't know, the people I'm referring to are the jerks.
Yeah,
Can
the
I just
jerks.
clear that up? I am not a member of the jerks
Oh, you're not?
panel. I am their official side piece. Unfortunately, the jerks have never taken me to a Chili's. I feel that YouTube we need to start a change.org petition.
They are jerks then.
Because the jerks have let me down here. I
They sure
deserve
have.
a Chili's trip. Thank
You do deserve a Chili's trip.
Those jerks blowjobs for we, that's disgraceful.
Disgraceful. I can't believe it.
Get on it, people.
I just retired from CPS. Now I'm broke. No, I'll take broke over the child welfare system right now. Passions for victims. All I ask is a thumbs up. Don't you even worry about becoming a member. Being here, chatting, you are just as appreciated. No, yeah, and then when shit hits fan, every little thing's blasted, despite them accepting it all before they were cool. Like Chloe being a princess, lazy, pool, boyfriend. Well, cheesy cracker is like this one woman does it to everybody she falls out with, and she did it to me. She then tried to turn every situation I ever went through into this big negative thing and paint me as this huge monster. But wait a minute, you were my friend. You were my top mod at the time. So what does that make you? And she does it with everybody she falls out with, and somehow people they take that as credible. I don't. I think it makes you as equally bad.
Yeah, I was an addict, like a strung out addict for 30 years of my life, and
oh wow, congratulations on recovery.
Yeah, thank you. It's been 8 years, but there ain't no shame in my game. I'm 51 years old. I'm not embarrassed by by being an addict. I'm not embarrassed. There's nothing you can say to me that I haven't said to myself, and you can't hurt me like that.
Right.
I'm fuck-wittable. I say what you want because I say it all about myself. I don't put myself down. It's what I went through. Half the country goes through addiction at some point. It's not a thing, to me. It's just, but so bringing up people's past and throwing it at them is just a low blow. It's when you cannot match wits. You cannot match wits intellectually, so you go low. And
Yep.
it's stupid.
That's exactly what they do. Oh boy. Well, I appreciate you all being here with me today. I am literally now really going to go to Chili's. I'm like
Oh
so
my
curious.
goodness.
I'm looking at their nachos weighing it. They sold me, man. They
Oh
sold
my
me.
goodness.
Paper.
Can I throw in another wee thing before I jump down?
Please do.
If people weren't around or have forgotten, in the Summer Wells case, there was a creator within that called Don B. My point in mentioning him is that he also ended up having to deal with legal situations because he just took things a wee bit too far. So this isn't the first time. In fact, it surprises me that parents and the supposed media managers and advocates for a missing child and their family don't take legal action a lot more often. I know that that's a double-edged sword, but if you have had the misfortune to have a missing child and now you've got some weirdo creeping around in your garden, I don't know who wouldn't be concerned at that point.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is why this is such a perfect scenario for these predators, because they are predators. They prey on the weak and wounded because they know that the last thing they want to do with their child missing or murdered, they don't want to have to go through court bullshit. And they bank on this. They know these people are worn down, and it makes it extra disgusting.
Well, and again, it brings me back to how come when Seth Rogers put out cease and desist against several people that were boots on the ground, some even professionals, not just YouTubers, it was said he was doing so to protect himself. And he even wrote in there that they are no longer allowed to mention Sebastian's name. Now, Katie, on the other hand, isn't on YouTube. Was not the one who came out and mentioned she got this RO. It was totally meant to be personal in her private life, and she's doing it for personal protection. But they all switch it. Those who don't like the Proudfoots, they switch it to mean that they're close to answers, and she doesn't want anybody finding Sebastian. Make that one make sense to me.
Yeah. And the people that believe, like the shit that Betty spews, the people that believe that stuff, they want to believe the nastiest shit. They want to believe it's drama for them. It's exciting. And it's like, any straight thinking human being is going to say, wow, I wonder if that's even true. I'm going to check it out. No, they just blindly follow her. I call them her sheeple. And they're gassing her up. They're gassing her up. They love the shit show.
Yeah. Yeah, Feisty Nana's right. Speculation is one thing. Outright claiming that Katie unalived her son is a whole other ball. I hear a lot of people saying, "Oh, people accuse Seth of taking Sebastian's life." I've never personally said that ever. That has never came out of my mouth.
Yeah, I don't believe that's true. I don't believe it's true at all.
I've always stood by. I think Sebastian left on his own doing. I think Sebastian left for a reason, and
Yeah.
I hope that's the case. I hope Sebastian's out here somewhere, happy, healthy, and just didn't want to come home.
Yep. I believe it was someone online. That's what I think happened. I have a son a little older than him that has lived most of his life doing gaming online, the same thing as Sebastian. And it happens all the time. They're talking to people. These people lie about who they are, or maybe they're honest, or I can get you out of that situation. That's what I believe happened. It's just, it's scary, and it's a reality today.
Yeah. I mean, it could be a reality. Who knows? That's why they denied. They denied that he had access to the internet.
Right.
I don't know.
That's why, Seth's always bitching about not getting his electronics back. Well, yeah, because there's probably shit there.
Well, what a shame that we are what half a year, February to March to April, April to May, May to June, June to July. Yeah, we are nearly 6 months into Sebastian's disappearance, and all we know so far is everybody's personal trauma. We know everything about their divorce. We know, we know everything but actual answers. And that's, I mean, it's horrifying. And it's always that, like we said, it seems to always be the same main characters every single time.
Yep. Well, water seeks its own level. They all find each other because they're all the same person.
Well, not even hanging together, but just the same ones that turn these cases into sideshows. They turn them into, their personal drama. Look how many personal creator dramas we are now aware of.
Oh, that reminds me.
Well, what you got?
There's a concerted effort from a few people, whether you agree with it or not. Hang with me a minute. When people were discussing J is for Justice querying whether a certain panelist on another channel, whether they were actually Seth Rogers. Has everybody forgotten how many people were running around saying that Truth Not Feelings was Chris Proudfoot?
That panel did it the most. That
Right.
panel themselves.
Where are all the videos and live streams about that with the same outrage? I mean, I'm fine with if that's the standard, that makes sense. But then don't just apply it to one and not to the other. You have to be fair about it if you're so unbiased, right?
Right. Well, and it wasn't even just that they were, speculating if Truth was Chris, but they accused many people who phoned in to different shows as being Chris as well. So it's like it's again, it's the situational outrage, and apparently me saying that that I find that person be extremely boring was like the biggest deal ever. I mean, holy hell, you would have thought I said he abused kittens or something. But yeah, it's just, these people, it's always situational. You know that way. It depends on what side you sit on. It's okay for this side. It's not. Like I said earlier, there are people that literally said I was the worst person ever. I was bitch made, and that I went real life by getting an RO. But the same person I filed against admitted, when calling out Laura for CPS calls, admitted that they've called the police on many people and that they themselves tried getting ROs against creators, but it's hard to get them. So the same person that was telling everybody how bitch made I was for getting one has tried themselves. And nobody said anything. Nobody's like, well, wait a minute. I thought it was bitch made. I thought it was so wrong to do. I thought you just get off the internet. No, you tried yourself. It's the hypocrisy. They never call themselves out. Their subscribers never call out their hypocrisy. And then they get mad when other creators do. It's like, well, what do you expect?
Exactly. And people forget that nobody's going to agree with what any one person does 100% of the time. That's just not possible. Or if it is, you're definitely eating off a different Chili's menu to me, because I do not have that experience with people. I don't agree with myself a lot of the time.
Right, that's what I said.
And if anything, I find that we all hold, a lot of us anyway, hold back a lot most of the time. It's strange to me that, again, the ones who are making the biggest stink out here on the streets and claiming all the things, they're less likely to pony up with receipts, proof to show the validity of their actions, and their people just believe it regardless.
Right.
They know they're feeding them little crumbs that these people are never going to go and check. They're just going to believe it.
Well, my biggest thing is the situational outrage. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the hypocrisy, situational outrage. I'm tired of like sides and divides, and I'm just the whole thing. I'm tired of it. I go back to the irony of Laura saying, if I found out who called CPS on me, I'd never tell anybody just because I know the hate mob it create. Well, because the hate mob was finally at your door, you sat there and tried to create a hate mob against me, against Laura. I mean, Queen. You joined all the pitchforks. She was saying something about these people joining her haters, using her private conversations. That's exactly what you did a week before your karma came and smacked you aside the head. It's exactly what you did. You joined in with haters, people you didn't even like. You pulled out my private conversations from, ironically, 3 years ago that weren't nearly as bad as calling CPS on somebody fraudulently because you wanted them off the internet. And then you're going to sit here and act like you're above doing shit like that and you'd never do it? The hell out of here. Hey, Brandy J, it's good to see you. It's been a while. And that's what I call situational and fake outrage and hypocrisy. And I'm tired of it. And if more subscribers would speak up and address these situations as they see them taking place, maybe creators would stop doing it. Bernie be an example. How dare you be so outraged that Jay thinks a voice sounds like Seth, but had no problem overanalyzing others' voices to see if it was Chris.
Right, that's the part that I just don't get. I'm like, how do you not even see that you have done exactly the same thing?
Many
What?
times. Right, many times. It's something, isn't it? Wait.
It's crazy. But then again, there are still a group of people that are on these YouTube streets who believe that I am from Tennessee. There's a few other people who believe I'm from Jamaica. That's also a thing.
Jamaica or Tennessee? Well, I choose Jamaica over Tennessee. How about you?
Look, I'm happy with that. I'll go on tour. I'll have a little home everywhere. That's fine with me. But it's just where things get all out of context. You're like, what? Where did you get that idea?
Right. And why does it matter, though? Why does it matter where you are from?
Because people are crazy.
That's right.
What are you going to do? Come around for a cup of tea?
Right. What were you saying, Little Irish?
Y'all are still on Chili's off of the chat.
I know. They got me hungry. I'm going to wrap this up. I wish you, I don't know why you don't come up more. We enjoy you. You should come up more. I appreciate you.
I get fed up listening to myself a lot of the time. I do. So I appreciate you having me up here. I'm sorry it took me a minute to get up. I was scrambling to grab the computer where I would get it on because it wasn't on. I was like, oh my goodness, there's a wee emergency. Literally.
I need a wee to go.
Summoned.
That was hysterical. But thank you for saving me so I could visit the porcelain throne. It's very much appreciated.
Anytime.
Thanks, Wee.
Thank you.
Little Irish girl.
Nice to talk to you.
Yes, I'm so honored to be the first panel you've come on. Thank you for coming up.
All right, y'all have a good day now.
You as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Granny. And yeah, I'm not avoiding you. It's just the way that things have been working out lately.
Yeah,
it's just the way it is. I'm still here. You don't get rid of me that easy.
Well, I'm glad I don't. I don't want to get rid of you.
Don't leave me, Granny. Don't leave
me. I need an excuse to come visit Jamaica one day. You got to stay.
Right? Everybody around to my house for tea and a barbecue. Thank you very much, everybody. Bye.
Bye. Thank you. I know, Colleen. I really do. I have to learn to speak as slow as her, though, because she's very slow speaking compared to me, so I often interrupt her and I don't mean to. But yeah, I always eat brunch during this live now, so I can actually listen for a bit. I don't know, SS. I gotta get your ass, run the vacuum, and put the clothes into the dryer. So that is all. But hey Dev, good morning. I'm sorry, we were just getting ready to wrap it up. I appreciate you guys being here. If you haven't, please hit the thumbs up. And yeah, let's do better. Let's stop with, seeing something, not understanding what we're seeing, and creating a whole scenario out of it. There were quite a few creators that went live after Nick Barris came out to dispute what was being stated. I mean, Nick Barris at that point came out and said Katie is not in any legal trouble. This is due to harassment by an overzealous, whatever he said, creator. And it was that simple. And yet people knew that, they saw that, they read that, and they still wanted their clickbaity titles. This shouldn't be happening. I don't know why people don't speak up more. I don't know if they just want to go along with the narrative. I know the poll says 75% of them are literally just stupid. The other ones were just using it for clickbait, and I believe that. Colleen, thank you so much for the PayPal. Thank you. And Jet, my girl Jet, thank you so much. Thank you, the Krista. It is necessary, it is needed. And I did go because the stream did end up being a little more drama filled than I wanted it to be. I originally thought I was going to just point out Betty's lies and misinformation pertaining to ROs, but I didn't. So I did remove Sebastian's tag from the title because he shouldn't have been tagged with that topic. I was going to focus more on the fact that people are lying about Katie, but it didn't go that way. So he was removed from the tag. So spare yourselves the fake, again, situational outrage. I just wanted to, correct the misinformation. So thank you so much, Michelle. You're so hard to tag in chats because of all the H's. I sit there and count them. I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4 H's. Thank you, Feisty Nana. We are going to, again, MonsterCon tomorrow. I might go live from there. If you guys are interested, I'll take a poll. If you guys are interested, we'll go live from the MonsterCon. If not, I will see you guys after. And yeah, we'll be going crabbing this weekend too. And I'm taking you all with me. Keep me company while I have to sit there and wait. So Chili's Erecta dessert. It will make you explode. So gross. Stop it. I want to enjoy the food. I am going to peep out the parking lot though. Like, you got to be brave to do that in the parking lot of a restaurant. Some people are down with that type of stuff. I don't know. So, all right, guys, I do appreciate you though. And I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Enjoy your Fridays. And you like crabbing too, capital K? I'm addicted to crabbing now. It's really so much fun. I don't know why. I love it. But yeah, I appreciate you guys being here with me today. Happy Friday. You have made it through a week. I hope you all have a great, relaxing weekend. And yeah, that's right, Christine. Thank you all so much for being here. I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a great day.